Not just who you play, but when you play them. After shooting arrows and comeback wins, the Orioles came to town, and all the bats suddenly went quiet. First it was Bud Norris, then Miguel Gonzalez last night. The Orioles have won the first two. They have not swept the Angels since 2010. A chance to do it tonight with Chris Tillman on the mound. We'll try and go 7-0 on the road this year. Will he have the run support he's had so far on the road? We're about to find out. It's the Orioles on Masson, and they conclude the second act of this three-stage play here tonight against the Angels. A lot of Oriole fans on hand for this series, a lot of family members, too. They'll be here again tonight. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome for the Orioles. Who would have thought an opportunity going into Game 3 with a chance to sweep the Angels? The team that scores more runs than anyone else in baseball has been held down by the Oriole pitchers and two great starts. They'll look for another one tonight, this time from Chris Tillman. The numbers on the road for Tillman are phenomenal, amazing, and interesting. He is 6-0, even though his ERA is almost 5 on the road. Opponent batting average, that's a decent number on the road. He's had people on in innings with a 1.39 walks, hits combined per inning. It's that run support number. How about that? You get 6.5 runs per game on the road. You're going to win. That's what Chris has done. And tonight he could go 7-0, Jim Palmer.
Well, he could. And, I guess the big question tonight is the fact, he's pitched now, 8 quality starts in a row. Loves to pitch on the road, mainly because why? They get him a lot of runs. Jared Weaver. Now he's a veteran. He's going to turn 31 or 32, I guess, in September. He's 4-2 with a 1.57 earned run average here at home, so very comfortable. So you've got two opposing forces. Chris has always pitched well when we talk about Chris Tillman. Last year, probably the best of his 16 wins. He grew up 15 minutes from here. Velocity went up. Intensity went up. And as you mentioned, a lot of friends here and family. So let's see how we do. But I'll tell you what, the one thing the Orioles have done in the first two games against the best offense in the American League, they have outpitched their opponents.
And they may outcheer them tonight because Chris had at least 30 tickets out for family members who'll be on hand for this. And another part of this is the Orioles play on the road. We've talked about it all year. The Orioles have been one of the better road teams in baseball. Their record of 29-21 is tied for third in the American League. Their average is first in the league. Their runs is second. Home runs more than anyone else on the road in the American League. That has covered up a bit the ERA, which is 12th at 4.13. But offensively on the road, the Orioles find a way to win games.
Well, they do. And, they only won one of the 3 games up in Oakland, but they played well in 2 of the 3. And other than one of the rare bad outings by Zach Britton, they would have won 2 out of 3. And Oakland and the Angels have 2 of the best home records, yet they've come in here and they've outplayed the Angels. So, again, you got to do it again. I don't think anybody would have thought, Gary, that when you came to the Angels, the way they were scoring runs, they had won 2 out of 3 close games against the Mariners, that you would have won the first 2. But they have, and now they have a chance because they know they're going to Seattle. Seattle has the best pitching in the American League, and it's not going to get easy when they go north tonight.
And they'll have to do it tonight again without Manny Machado. Manny will not be in the starting lineup with that back that continues to bother him. We'll take a look at what the Orioles lineup is going to look like tonight. Orioles-Angels Game 3 to wrap it up when we return. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by AT&T, mobilizing your world. Another beautiful day here in Southern California. Take a look at our train game time temperature. We will come in tonight with clear skies and comfortable humidity, even though for out here they consider that high, and a very little breeze to start the ball game tonight. Visit trainsearch.com to find your local train comfort specialist dealer. It's hard to stop a train, really hard. Here's the lineup for the Orioles, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. You'll find their fares online only at southwest.com. Markakis, David Lowe gets a start tonight. Jones, Cruz, Davis, Hardy, Scope, Flaherty at third for Machado, and Nick Hundley will do the catching against Weaver. Adam Jones with impressive numbers.
Now take a look at Jared Weaver, and again, it throws a lot of fastballs, but really kind of 50-50. So I guess compared to other pitchers, down, but he's 6-7, stands on the far third base side, tremendous angle, especially against the righties. The changeup, look at that, 22% of the time. So a lot of breaking balls. Can't really sit on any one pitch, and the one thing he does is win. When you look at his lifetime record, 123-66. We told you in the opening this year, very comfortable, 4-2, 4 of those 10 wins, and again, a very low ERA at 1.57, and then loves the pitch in the month of July. Since 2011, 17-2.
Orioles have done pretty well against him. Boy, they've seen a lot of him. 10 career starts against the Orioles. He's 6-4, ERA of 3.06 against the O's, which means most of the Orioles in the lineup tonight have had a lot of at-bats against him. Some up 25, 30 or more at-bats against Weaver. Buck Showalter's team comes in 55-44, 4 games up in the American League East. We'll update you on the games affecting the Eastern standings. For the Angels, 59-40. They are 2 games out. There's Manny Machado resting the back for another night. Has not had problems with it before, and it just came out of nowhere. And about the second or third time around in batting practice yesterday, he was originally in the lineup and then went to Buck Showalter and said, Skip, I just don't think I can do it, after he took BP, so he's out again tonight.
Yeah, we always talk about coming west, and one of the things when you come all the way across the country are the plane rides, and you maybe sit a little bit funny, and then you play, and fields are all different.
We're ready to go. Beautiful evening. Clear skies. Sun still shining through. Nick Markakis up. Nick looking for his first hit of the series. Nick has had an 0 for 9. Start him out with an 86-mile-an-hour pitch up high in the strike zone. Nick still at that big 291 mark for the Orioles. Lowe will bat second. Pierce out of the lineup tonight. And then Adam Jones. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. You see in your shot what looks like fog. It's not. They set fireworks off before the ball game here, just part of the national anthem, etc. So there's a haze. It's kind of hanging. It's got to drift and will drift out of here, inning or so.
Yeah, by the time they hit.
Yes. Good timing.
Yeah.
Pitch will be taken up high. You got to have home field advantage any way you can get it. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count of Markakis. Nick's one of those with a lot of at-bats against Weaver. He is 7 for 24 with a home run lifetime against Jared Weaver. Everybody's straight away on Nick in the defensive side of it. Off-speed delivery he was out in front of, had a weight on it, popped it up. Iannetta, the catcher's there, and he's got it.
Yeah, take a look at their defense. And again, Hamilton, he DH'd the last couple of nights. He's in left. Trout and Calhoun, pretty mobile outfield. Freeze made some nice plays. Ibar all over the place last night. Kendrick Navarro, who was in AAA, one of the best fielders in the Pacific Coast League, and then Chris Iannetta finally catches behind the plate. We saw him pinch hit the last couple of nights.
David Lowe, who's been a defensive replacement a lot this year, and the same on this trip. He's not had an at-bat on this road trip yet. This will be his first one, even though he's been in most of the ball games, coming in late to play in left field. So Lowe gets a chance here for the first time, facing Jared Weaver. In at third base is Freeze, right on the grass, expecting his speed. There's the big slow yacker in there for a strike.
Yeah, he's only going to average. His average fastball has come down, and it doesn't seem to bother his ability to win, but it's around 87. And you saw the curveball at 70.
There's another big bender. Hit right off the end of the bat. Freese has got it. Navarro at first base, and there are 2 down. The 2 away here in the first inning. The Orioles picking up the victory last night 4-2. They got the big RBI. Jonathan Scope 2-run homer. Hardy had an RBI double in the 6th inning and another double in the 8th inning for an RBI. And the Oriole fans who are here and were here last night celebrating. Here's Adam Jones. Jones has got a lot of friends and family on hand here again tonight. Adam is 5 for 16 off Weaver. He has picked up 1 home run against Jared.
Oh, yeah.
Think they're happy?
Celebratory mood. Well, especially for Adam. Kind of an interesting West Coast trip. What, 4 for 18, but 3 of those are home runs. And then a bunch of RBIs, 9.
So he always loves playing out here. San Diego, of course, where he's from. And he gets to see family and friends here, and a little added jolt of adrenaline. 1-0 delivery, and that will be up high and a swing and a miss.
Yeah, you're seeing 2 tall pitchers out of Simi Valley, 6'7". His brother Jeff, also a major league pitcher for many years. But he's 6'7". Tillman's about 6'5", and what do they have in common? They throw the ball downhill. Hitters will tell you it is hard to get a perspective. You think the ball is going to come down. You're swinging with a slight uppercut. Their ball is coming down. Sometimes hard to make connections.
1-1 delivery, and that one will bend a little bit outside, probably a little low as well. And Adam with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Here at Angel Stadium for Weaver, he's 64 and 27 lifetime, a big record. 2.66 ERA at home. Put up in the air, down the line, in right along the line. Second baseman angle on that one. Kendrick over to get it, and that'll do it. So Weaver will retire the side in order. Chris Tillman on the mound for the Orioles tonight. There are a lot of sellouts for this Angels team, playing as well as they are and battling for a division title as the Orioles are doing. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. Tillman's going to face tonight Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols. Hamilton, Ibar, and Kendrick. Freese, Navarro. The only change, Chris Iannetta will be doing the catching. Last 7 for Kendrick. One of the reasons he's one of the leading hitters this month.
Take a look at Chris Tillman, and there is the way he mixes up his pitches. Fastball 53% of the time, and then the breaking ball, which should be a little bit of a cutter, but mostly curveballs, and then the changeup. So 2-0 lifetime against the Angels, looking for win number 8, and again 6-0, and really has ERA a little bit under 5 runs a game, and then at home 1-5 with a very low ERA. They don't score a lot of runs for him.
So Tillman will go against Calhoun. Calhoun's had a couple of hits and 9 at-bats in the series. Their leadoff batter will take the pitch for a ball. Cole Calhoun has hit well over the 300 mark in the leadoff spot for the team this year. And in doing so, it's pretty well settled who's going to hit leadoff, at least for the time being. 1-0 delivery by Tillman to him, and a big swing on a 91-mile-an-hour fastball up high.
Yeah, 21 starts, and he's given up 59 runs, and 31 of them are in innings 1 and 2. So very important that he gets unscathed against a team that came in scoring more runs than anybody else until the last 2 nights, and that's the Angels.
And that one will be fouled back into the screen by Calhoun. For Chris, with 12 starts on the road, 6-0 record. His string of 12 straight starts without a loss, tied for second longest right now in the majors. Iwakuma with Seattle is at 13. Orioles are going to see Iwakuma. And the longest by the Orioles since Jeremy Guthrie went 13 starts without a loss on the road back in 2008. 1-2 delivery on the way. A comebacker. Tillman's got that one. He'll run it halfway over, the underhand to Davis.
Yeah, take a look at our Oriole defense, brought to you by Chevrolet out here in Anaheim. Lowe, Jones, and Markakis. Flaherty, Hardy, Scope, Davis, and then Nick Hunman. Most of his playing just down the road in San Diego, acquired by the Orioles. So there is Manny with the back spasms. Second day missing action.
That will bring Trout to the plate. There's a player the Orioles have held down. Middle of this lineup, the Orioles have done a great job against them. Trout did get the home run, 1 for 8, a homer, 2 RBIs. Picked it up late in the ball game last night. But they've held down Trout, Pujols, Hamilton pretty well. So they've not been able to do the big time damage you expect. Trout's got a 276 career number against the Orioles. Miguel Gonzalez last night was just magnificent, keeping this whole lineup down. Pitch will be in there for a strike to Trout. Trout has faced Tillman only a couple of times. He is 0 for 2.
Yeah, Bud Norris really kind of old school, really established the low and away fastball on Monday night, and then Gonzalez really used all his pitches, only the hanging slider to Trout.
Down to third. That's a fair ball. What a stop made. Flaherty's throw, not quite in time. Great play to get to it. And a throw against a speedy Trout, who, like Jones, does not waste time going to first.
Yeah, most of the time when you pull the ball, you're a little bit slower, but there's nobody any faster than Mike Trout. I mean, this is a double. Turns it into just a single as he legs it out. I mean, he can motor. Ball hit sharply, little curveball, and then bang, bang play. And the way you want to throw it on the ground gets there. It doesn't get there any faster, but get a little maybe accuracy with it.
But Showalter started out and then came back as far as any challenge is going to be concerned. So Trout is on with a base hit. Trout came in with the 10th best average in the league. He'll up that 309 mark, perhaps by a point. Here's Albert Pujols, designated hitter. He has not had a hit in this series, going 0 for 7. Pujols with a runner at first base. First ball hitting right field. Got a lot of it towards the gap. That'll take a hop off the wall. Trout got the great break. They're going to wave him on home. Throw's going to come to second. No play at the plate.
Yeah, really smart play by Markakis. Oh, fastball, breaking ball for an infield hit, and then a fastball up out over the plate. Pujols hit the ball on the nose last night, as he did on Monday. Nothing to show for it. But watch this, up and out over the plate, maybe a little bit of a breaking ball, and then look at this play by Markakis. He knows he can't throw Trout out, so what does he do? He holds Pujols to a single bubble play in order. Didn't want to give up the run, but he was going to score anyway.
Pujols will pick up his 66 RBI. He is tied for 9th in the league in runs batted in, and the Angels jump out on top to a 1-0 lead here in the first inning. Now here is Hamilton, who's struggling, or at least has been, in this series. He's gone 2 for 7. He has picked up an RBI, but the at-bats have not been particularly good. And he's only 1 for 9 against Tillman. The shift is on against him. Jonathan Scope will stay at double play depth. 0-1 count. Pujols off first base, and the fastball will miss. Al Gibson is the home plate umpire. This is his first year in the majors, so no real read on him, but early on here, sure looks like he may be a hitter's umpire.
Yeah, again, the center field camera a little bit off here, but when you watch Hundley's glove and it's on the plate and you hit it, that one, of course, pretty much inside middle, and you don't get that pitch, it's just the center field camera angle.
So Tillman with one away and one on. Hamilton to be followed by Ibar, and again we've got that sun shining through in case there's a play at second base for a double play. We saw that effective play earlier in this series. Ground ball, it's going to go towards second. Hardy, the shortstop, can't handle it. J.J. Hardy was in the shift mode on the other side of second base and just lost it.
Yeah, we'll see how they score that. I mean, he had to come a long way because he's playing a couple of steps behind second, and also when you do the shift, again, now does he get a good read? Probably not. And now he's got to hurry and can't get it out of the glove into the hand. And so when you do play a shift, you usually play a position you don't normally play, at least a lot of the time. He just couldn't make the play.
Well, a tough start for the Orioles and for Tillman. It'll be an error. Charge on Hardy. And there are two on and still only one away. And Ibar will come to the plate. Ibar, the switch hitter, 1 for 7 in the at-bats he has had against Tillman in his career. He gets a big chance here to do damage. Flaherty with his speed's got to play in at third base. He's on the grass at third, and Tillman will step off. Ibar's 248 right-handed, 293 left-handed, and he's also had 5 of his 6 home runs batting this way. Tillman will look back to second base. Pujols is there. Hamilton's at first. And a swing and a miss down and in to the left-handed hitter, 0-1.
Yeah, nice changeup gets him out in front.
Eric Ibar's been leading the charge in July. He had a 10-game hit streak snapped on Monday when he pinch hit. Ended up with an 0 for 1. Now has the 0 for 5 as he got back into the starting lineup last night, bothered by a groin problem. 0-1 delivery by Tillman. The overhand grounded to first. Davis backs up, takes the big hop. He'll go to the bag and record the second out. Runners move up.
Yeah, and because of the error, now you're playing with house money, and Hendricks will come to the plate. And one thing about this whole team, they hit very well with runners in scoring position. 270 as a team, and we got that note, Gary. So the 5 previous games before the All-Star game, they won all 5, and they scored 8 runs a game. And not only did they score 8 runs a game, they hit .431 with runners in scoring position. Since it's down under 200.
They are 5 for 17 in this series, including an 0 for 1 tonight. They went 3 for 10 in game 1, 2 for 6 in game 2. Here's a big at bat. Ground ball's going to go to short. Got him on an off-speed pitch. Hardy will make the throw, and Tillman allows only 1. 1 run, a couple of hits, 1 error, 2 left in scoring position. 1-0 Angels. Reisterstown has won 500 for being selected. You get 500 more for every Orioles home run hit in the ballgame. Play the Orioles scratch-off from the Maryland Lottery. Your chance to be a contestant. You could win a trip to the World Series. Enter by September 1st to qualify. Find out how at mdlottery.com/Orioles. So the Angels get on the board. The 1-0 lead. Orioles will bat here with Cruz, Davis, and Hardy coming up against Weaver. Weaver, after his 11th win on the season, and if he can do that, he'll become just the 6th pitcher in Major League history to start his career with 9 consecutive seasons of 11 or more wins. They are Don Sutton, CC Sabathia, Tom Seaver, Tim Hudson, and Amos Rusi. 0-1 delivery on the way, and the breaking ball will be taken down low. Cruz at 2 for 7 in the series. He's been a DH for the entire trip.
Yeah, not a lot of damage on this trip. And you can see 7-game hitting streak against the Angels. 3 for 20. Couple of singles.
Nelson watching that one up high, and a 2-ball 1-strike count. He's got 227 lifetime average with 2 home runs off Weaver. Pile of at-bats against him. Cruz will get jammed, popped it up. First base. Navarro.
Yeah, Gary, you're looking fastball and you get it, but he just makes a perfect pitch up and in.
Our Major League Notebook on our Jeep Inside the Numbers page. Take a look at our mid-July accounting for the Orioles. This is what they have done this month as we are playing here on the 23rd. They've had the 2nd most home runs in the league. They are 7th in runs, 8 in OPS. ERA is 7th. The walks and hits per innings pitched is 5th. And the opponent batting average is 5th. Home runs have mattered all season, and here in July, no exception. Most of those numbers are in the middle of the pack in the American League, except for the home runs. Chris Davis trying to find a few of those himself. 1 for 7 in the series, and there's that off-speed breaking ball. Well, you can count that thing coming to the plate.
Well, 68, 70. That's why 87 looks pretty firm. And then he locates it.
0-2 delivery, and he comes right back with the fastball at 89.
Yeah, I went back to a couple of years ago when he was 20-5, and I'm going, okay, well, he's probably throwing the 90s now. He's throwing 89. Everybody said the velocity's dropped, but the effectiveness hasn't. And look, Showalter, Orioles skipper, talking yesterday, he said it's what Tillman and Jarrett Weaver have in common is that you don't really worry about velocity. Do you mix up your pitches and do you stay out of the middle of the plate?
2-2 delivery on the way, and he got him looking. That'll be his first strikeout.
Yeah, that ball just turned. I mean, 88, certainly not flame throwing numbers. You don't want to be dragging radar guns. But watch the ball move a little bit. Ionetta moves in, ball runs back, just under the belt, gets himself a strikeout. And you can see right over the top, almost like he throws from behind his right ear.
5 in a row retired. J.J. Hardy, 2 for 17 off Weaver. 2 down, nobody on. And a strike taken. It's one of the new favorite yardsticks in baseball, effective velocity. Everybody's writing about it. You see it everywhere. Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way. That one put up in the air towards center field. Trout. He's got it. That'll retire the side. Weaver getting it done in a hurry again. 6 in a row set down. The Angels on top 1-0. Content, social media, just go to ozbirdsnest.com. And if you enter today's bonus no-hitter before midnight tonight, you receive 2 bonus tokens and you're entered to win a monthly prize of an autographed player photo or the year-end prize of 2 tickets to opening day next year. Just go to ozbirdsnest.com. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer with you here at Angel Stadium in Anaheim, where the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim play. Take a deep breath and repeat that. With the win last night, the Orioles now are 11 games over 500. That's a season high for them. Last time they were 12 games over was August of 2013. Tillman's delivery will be taken outside for a ball. David Freese will lead it off. Freese with a 1 for 4 so far, getting the job done at third base with some real nice defensive plays in this series. Off-speed pitch, he's out in front of.
Yeah, there's a changeup, and go back to the first inning. They get 1 run, but they don't get 3. Kendricks comes up, hitting over 300. First pitch curveball gets him to ground out, or otherwise the Angels have even more.
Good fastball right there at the knees. One ball, 2 strike count. Freese getting a look at Tillman for the first time. 1-2 delivery on the way, and that will miss outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Navarro and Iannetta do up. 7, 8, 9 in the order for the Angels.
Yeah, one of the things you can always count on, the velocity when Chris pitches 15 minutes from his house gets a little bit higher.
2-2 ripped foul. He was late on that one.
Well, I mean, 93, 94. When's the last time he threw a 94-mile-per-hour fastball? We saw him in early May last year, where he went 8 innings and beat the Angels. He got up to 95, as he did opening day. But normally it's anywhere from 87 to 92. But already tonight we've seen 93, 94.
Little bender. Scope. Gets him.
Yeah, boy, does he trust his hands, and he's got good manos. Freese doesn't run well. You figure I'm gonna be playing the short hop, and it makes it look routine.
That's why he's out there. Put the tag on your tweets for your chance to win a meet and greet with Buck Showalter from Masson. Just follow Masson on Twitter. Use hashtag Masson Orioles in your tweets all week long to be entered to win. Tillman with 1 away. Here's Navarro. He's played in left field at first base in the ballgame tonight. He's gone 2 for 7. He will foul that one off outside of first. Chris Tillman in a streak right now where he has won 1, lost 1, and had 3 no decisions. 1, 1, and 3 over his last 5. His last win was back on June 27 against Tampa Bay. The Orioles have gone 13 and 8 in his starts, which happens to be the same record that the Angels have, 13 and 8 in the starts by Jared Weaver.
Yeah, the big difference for Chris, he's had 3 starts where he's really struggled. Last year they scored him over 5 runs a game, close to 6 the year before. Not getting that kind of run support. Well, that's a good hook.
Navarro watching that one go by, and a 1 ball 2 strike count on Efrain Navarro. The Orioles have done real well against the West this year, 14 and 8 so far, while the Angels just a game above 500 against the East, 10 and 9. And a swing and a miss as he chased up high, and there's the first strikeout for Tillman.
And Navarro got those 2 hits you talked about, both on fastballs. So once he got the curveball over, he certainly wasn't looking for this. So 92, threw it right by him.
Chris Iannetta's doing the catching tonight. He's only had 1 at bat in this series, and he has gone 0 for 1. Veteran catcher, 31 years old, out of Providence, Rhode Island, and in fact still lives in Providence. He and his dad must have a good time during the football season, because his dad went to the University of Rhode Island and will start in track and field there. 0-1 count. Iannetta will foul it right off the mask of Hundley, who pretends nothing happened.
And 94, and all he does is at the bottom of the ball. And we saw Caleb Joseph, the other Oriole catcher, get the mask knocked off last night.
2 down, bases empty. Iannetta, his college, University of North Carolina. 0-2 delivery on the way, and the breaking ball will be outside. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Orioles trying to sweep. Already have won themselves the series, of course, with the win last night. They are now on top, 7-up in series wins. Norris and Gonzalez, the 2 starters in those games, were nothing short of sensational. There's Miguel. Ubaldo's going to be held out for a long time. Buck Showalter saying today his return is not imminent. They do not have a time frame. He threw today. It went okay. Friday he's going to throw in Seattle to some hitters. Breaking ball, that'll be down low, and the count goes to 3-2. There's Ubaldo Jimenez right there, and it's now becoming a long time without pitching.
Yeah, and it's probably going to be 2 or 3 rehabs if everything goes well against the hitters on Friday. And again, you have 6 starters, 5 of them are pitching well. He's been struggling.
3-2 delivery and a check swing, and he walked in. The base runner on. The 2 down here in the second inning. Earlier today, Jimenez came up for a workout. He did throw, but not to hitters. It's the ankle.
Yep, and that's what they call those are pickups. Even though, of course, he's a pretty tall guy, but he said he did some old school drills with Richie Bancells, Oriole head trainer. That he felt good, but he is sure the Orioles will allow him to come back when it will benefit both of them. I thought he said all the right things. You know, he recognizes that he's been struggling and their Orioles are playing well.
So it remains to be seen just where he fits when he's healthy. As Buck Showalter says, a lot of times these things take care of themselves. People get hurt, there are openings, but for right now, it's going to be a while. Runner on at first base. Here's Calhoun, the leadoff batter, grounded out his first time up. Iannetta, the base runner, first walk surrendered by Tillman, and he will take the pitch down low for a ball. Orioles getting these wins against a team that's played so well at home. The Angels are 34-18 here at home. The Orioles have now won 29 road games.
Yeah, the one number that jumps out is that the fact they had won 10 consecutive home series, and it goes all the way back to May 5th and 7th, last time they lost a series.
Fouled off, and this is that series, as we said, with the Orioles picking up the first 2 W's. Teams will meet again immediately. The Orioles go and play 4 in Seattle, but Detroit's coming in here to play, and then the Angels will be coming to Baltimore starting on Tuesday.
Yeah,
right?
they get the off day on Monday, and they fly that day, get in early evening. They already got the restaurants picked when you come east. You always, that's the one thing, you always leave early in the day, and because you're going to lose those 3 hours.
And you want to eat dinner. And the pitch will be taken
well, that too. A little sidebar, yes.
Yeah. Well, the Angel guys were already at it today about who's paying for what meal. They've got a lot of little side bets going that's going to decide who buys dinner on Monday.
Well, when they go on the road, I mean, they don't play as well. I mean, they're 3 games over, 25 and 22. Love it here.
2 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way, and that'll be fouled back again by Calhoun, and 2-2.
And they score a lot. I mean, they almost score the same amount of runs on the road. It just don't. ERA goes from about 3.60 to 4 runs a game, and so that spread, that half a run spread, not as demonstrative when they put on the Grays.
Calhoun hanging in with the foul balls. Coming into this season, he played 79 major league games over a couple of years, hitting .271 in those ball games, now starting regularly. That ball's going to be a base hit into right field. Markakis on the second hop. Runner will turn second and stay. As Iannetta's not going to test the arm of Markakis, and with 2 down, There are 2 on here in the second inning. Take a look at our Jeep Inside the Numbers. Best win percentage against the West.
Yep. And then Wei and Chen right behind him. He'll be pitching up in Seattle. Pretty good company right there.
Bartolo Colon denied a perfect ball game. What, 8th inning on the Robinson Cano base hit.
You would imagine he's going somewhere. I mean, the Mets not in the race has a lot of value. When we were up in Oakland, boy, you can't. I mean, they took 18 wins. He was able to win 18 games for that team that won 96 games last year. They haven't replaced him.
Hardy's moving in. They got him. They got him by a mile. Wow. Second base, Iannetta, and Hardy did a casual walk through the park until he got right behind him. And then look at this, hustles over to the bag. Play was on. That's about as big a distance for a pickoff at second as you'll ever see. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by Luna. For beautiful new carpet, hardwood, and laminate, call 877-241-LUNA. It's just down the street, literally.
That's right, happiest place on earth. It's Disneyland. Everybody, you got to go to the wave. Oh, hand wave, big smile on your face.
Apparently you got in for free. A strike. Jonathan Sculp.
Well, no, even if you don't, it's still that's the happiest place on earth. Unless the Orioles win tonight, they'll be real happy. That's 3 in a row.
Happiest place on earth will be inside the plane heading to Seattle.
Yeah, exactly.
Sculp, 2 for 7, a home run, couple of RBIs. Facing Weaver for the first time. 1-1 delivery, and there's that breaking ball. He does not get the call on that one. And the count goes to 2-1.
He can be very efficient in getting outs.
25 pitches thrown, that's all. Got that one inside a little bit on him. Second base, Kendrick drifts back and will put it away. One away here in the third inning. Time's running out for your chance to back the Birds during the second half. Don't forget your Birdland Summer 6-pack. You get a ticket to 6 games of your choice the remainder of the year, up to 20% off the price of single game tickets. Lock in your seats, games, and events that you want to see. Go to Orioles.com/6-pack.
Well, he's a fly ball pitcher, and we're seeing that. Only the ground ball by David Lowe on a curveball, which is going down.
And that one is ripped towards the corner. Got that one up in the strike zone. That'll take a hop and go up and over for a ground rule double for Flaherty. Ryan Flaherty jumping on it, and the Orioles have their first hit and base runner of the game.
Yeah. I mean, matches up pretty well because he's a high fastball hitter. And what does he get? It's a high fastball. Iannetta goes to catch it, and it doesn't get to the glove.
So the Orioles are going to get a chance. trailing 1-0 to get the ball game tied up here in the third inning with only one away. Hundley will be coming to the plate. He and Caleb Joseph continued to exchange games as far as working behind the plate is concerned. He's looking for his first hit on the trip. He's had an 0 for 9, including an 0 for 3 in this series. And Weaver wanted to talk here to Iannetta.
Oh, Iannetta probably knows Hundley a lot better because he comes out of the National League, played for Colorado, actually caught Ubaldo Jimenez. And what do you think? What do you want to do? What are we going to do with a runner on second? Or what are we changing the sign so he can't relay him to Hundley at the plate? Flaherty out on second.
Kendrick holding the runner, and a swing and a miss. The Orioles in this series, first game 1 for 3, second game 0 for 3. So only 6 chances with runners in scoring position in the first 2 games, and they won both of them. And only 1 hit. Well, you won't see that very often. Generally, you get more chances and certainly get more hits.
Yeah, they've had 13 chances coming into the night's game.
0-1 delivery, put him in the air to right field. Calhoun. Flaherty will tag. He'll head to third. Calhoun's throw, not in time, but a good one. One hopper. Freeze tried to misread it and deke him out of it, but not there in time.
Yeah, he just stood there, and meanwhile the throw's coming in. Of course, you can see right here, just in case he bounces the ball. I mean, look at this arm, and it's accurate. I'm just going to try to catch it and drop it. So it gets by him. I think it might have hit third base coach Bobby Dickerson.
So now a runner at third base, but there are 2 down. And it will bring up Nick Markakis.
It seems like it's not that significant play, but just think of the pressure it puts on the infield, the difference between being in second and third with 2 outs.
Markakis, a really slow breaking ball at 68 for a strike.
Yeah, it's not a pitch that you can really look for because he doesn't throw it that often. And once again, the deception of being 6'7" and throwing downhill befuddles hitters.
Fastball, he will miss outside. Markakis coming in, 267 with runners in scoring position. Got one here. Base hit could tie this ball game up. Orioles have just the 1 hit. The double by Flaherty has moved over to third. Full windup, Weaver. Markakis way up high. That one got away. And the 87 mile an hour takes it 2-1. We were talking about effective velocity. Everybody's talking about it. It's very simple. It's about what's the differential in your pitches. Your velocity can be very effective at 89, 90, 91. If your off speed's 10, 15 mile an hour difference, it makes that fastball look so much faster. 2-1 delivery on the way, and there it is again.
Yeah, I think he might have looked for that. And then the other part of the equation is if you took a rectangle and took a diagonal line, if the ball's down and away at say 91, they say it's more like 86. If it's up and in, you can add 5 miles per hour because of the location. And the reason for that is you got to hit the ball out in front where you can let the ball travel down and away. Now you may not be able to hit as many home runs, but you have a little more time.
Weaver with a 2-ball 2-strike count. Runner at third base. Markakis will foul that one back.
And again, I think that's what we see from Jared Weaver and Chris Tillman. Neither of these guys, even though Tillman has gotten a 94 tonight, which is a little bit higher than his norm, because his average fastball is 90.6 and Jared Weaver is 87.6. But again, where do you locate it? How does it come out of your hand? Does it have movement? Does it have location? And does it have deception? And both of these guys have that.
Left-handers much better against Weaver, 258 with 11 of the 16 home runs he's given up hit by left-handers. Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way, and Markakis will fight that one off.
Yeah, that's just hope to get a better pitch. Flick it foul, and it looks like he's kind of in between. And you know, Nick is such a good breaking ball hitter, and we've seen him on this trip, a couple of called third strikes, because at least from where I'm sitting, it looks like maybe he'll look for breaking pitches off speeds with 2 strikes. A lot of good hitters will do that.
2-ball, 2-strike count. Flaherty still over there at third base. Weaver's delivery, and Markakis gets a base hit and an RBI on a 2-2 count. Markakis comes through for the Orioles, and this ball game is tied at 1 apiece. His 33rd RBI.
Yeah, Jared Weaver kind of hanging his arms because late on the fastball away. Look how quick Iannetta slides in. This time he gets on top of it. You got Adam Jones. You have Hardy this year. There's Flaherty, that extra base of coming over on the fly ball to Calhoun. He ensures the fact he's going to score. But he gets on top of the ball as well as anybody in the Oriole lineup when we talk about Nick Markakis.
So Nick gets Flaherty home, and the Orioles tie the ball game up on their second hit. Now Lowe grounded out his first time up, and he'll foul that one down and right straight back. The Orioles get a run off Weaver. Weaver here at home, that ERA is 9th lowest in the league for a home ERA. It's a run and a half lower than his overall earned run average. 2 down rather, and a 1-strike count. Short lead at first. Markakis low in that off-speed breaking ball. 0-2.
Yeah, they're going to mess with him. That's the way he grounded out the first time. Slow curve balls. And just think about it. 68, 70. Fastballs at 87. That's a big, big difference. And not only the speed, it's the break. And you think when it's that slow that it can't have hard spin? Well, think again. Because sometimes it certainly can. It doesn't stay in the same area or place very long.
0-2 delivery on the way. Fastball is going to be up high, so the Orioles making Weaver work a little bit here in the second inning. Flaherty the 1-out double. That fly ball he moved up on, single by Markakis. I don't think he would have scored, Jim, if he'd been at second base.
No, well, it would have been a foot race, and of course he's going with 2 strikes. But the fact that he tagged up, even though Calhoun made the good throw, he can throw.
Yeah.
And, you don't play as deep on Markakis.
Well, we got a hold of that one deep in the air to center field. Trout's got it lined up and will put it away. Pretty good wood on it by Lowe. The Orioles will pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors. They leave 1 on, tie game. By University of Maryland University College. It was August 26, 1985. Eddie Murray tying an Orioles record of 9 RBIs set by Jim Gentile in 61 against the Twins. Murray did it against the Angels, going 4 for 5, 3 home runs, including a grand slam. The Orioles came away with a 17-3 victory in that game, August 26, 1985. 1-1 ball game going to the bottom of the third inning. Trout, Pujols, and Hamilton coming up for the Angels.
Well, how about the PFPs to get him with the pickup out of the last inning? Otherwise, he faced Trout.
It's a big play and a good play for the Orioles and a bad one for Iannetta, who got picked off.
He gets picked off, obviously because he doesn't have great foot speed, but with Trout coming to the plate or at the plate, and monumental.
Trout will put that one foul. How good a season is he having? Well, coming into the game, his average is 10th. Hits are 9 in the league. Second in runs, 4th in home runs, tied for second in RBIs, and more extra base hits than anyone else in the league.
Yeah, home runs took him all the way to the 15th of September to get where he is now. And he had a slow May. Good April, but May was, at least for him, a little bit off. But again, just constant 5, 5, 7, 5, 7. That's the kind of home runs he hits. And if he ever gets real hot, then he'll hit more than 30 he hit his first year.
2-1 delivery on the way to him, and a swing and a miss. His single would lead to him scoring the run on the RBI by Pujols. I asked Mike last night, I said in the All-Star game, all you were doing was hanging around Derek Jeter everywhere, clubhouse, field, after Jeter came out of the game, and he said, I'm going to get every ounce of information I can out of Derek Jeter and playing this game. Ball put up in the air, and outside of first base, it'll be foul and into the seats. Many have said this is sort of an heir apparent in the All-Star game in this year's final tour by Jeter. Maybe a handoff of the torch to Mike Trout. As someone who becomes a focus.
22, turned 23 in August. It's hard to believe he's that young and that good.
2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way, and a towering pop up at third. Have a cup of coffee, a donut, and make the catch. And Trout is retired. One away here in the third inning. It's time for all fans to tweet their photo using hashtag #MASSNFanPhotos for a chance to have it shown in a future broadcast. Brought to you by AT&T. That's been the hat of the night right there. Can't say as I've ever seen one quite like that. I got a feeling that may be handmade. The Oriole logo is on the pants. It's for the shorts. And, of course, the shirt and hat.
Yeah, well, I think actually we wore those. Brooks Robinson had that sporting goods shop. Boog looked like a big pumpkin. And I think he might have just bought it at an auction and cut him a little bit shorter. We all did. They were the numbers. Tommy Chopay was not a tall guy.
Yeah.
Part of the 8 was down by his rear end. They just didn't. Yeah, really looked like we were going out there to play softball.
But see how far ahead of time you were. Those are the kind of pants and shorts worn nowadays.
Yeah, by Eddie Feiner and the King in the Court. That's what the great softball pitcher.
Here's the 2-0 delivery down to third. Pujols is on. Had a single and an RBI his first time up. Low over to get it. Pujols digging. He'll go into second base. A double.
And so back-to-back change-ups, and Trout popped it up a mile. And Pujols having a good night. He hit the ball hard. Once in each of the first 2 games, nothing to show for it. So you're expecting maybe a fastball away, and he just hits it right by you if you're Ryan Flaherty. And then it looked like, because Lowe got to it pretty quickly, but it kind of skipped off the wall. And boy, maybe if you're right-handed, but if you're left-handed, you have to make a 180. He's a good defender.
So Pujols picks up the 2-bagger. Now a chance for the Angels to get that run right back. Josh Hamilton reached on an error his first time up. 1 down. Pujols at second base. In the air. He tomahawked that one. Jones will make the catch, and Pujols will meander back to second base, and there are 2 down.
Yeah, if he reads the paper over there, they're on him. In his last 9 games, he's hitting .333, but only doubles. But he did have a thumb injury, did have to have an operation, did miss 6 weeks, so who knows if he's really healthy. He'll either figure it out or he won't. But they're just talking about maybe moving him out of the 4 spot. So we'll see.
Eric Ibar. Ibar grounded out his first time up, looking for his first hit in the series. 0 for 6. 277 with runners in scoring position. There are 2 down. Tillman breaking ball. This is the time of year where no matter what managers, GMs say, look on the field, look who's playing, look where they're hitting. that tells you what the team thinks of players. All done fooling around with guys who may have a good year, second half, blah, blah, blah. It's about you got to win, and you got to win right now. So the guys they're counting on, the guys they believe in, are the ones who are playing. They're giving themselves their best shot to win every game, every team.
Yeah, because this is the 100th game for both ball clubs.
Yep.
So the hourglass has been turned over. After tonight, you're going to have 62 to play. So you better win as many as you can. You know the old Tommy Lasorda. Well, even if you win 100, you're going to lose 62. Well, not at this juncture of the season.
2-0 count with 2 down. That's the second. Jonathan Scope with a great glove. Makes the play, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. 0 for 4. The Angels runners in scoring position. Chris Tillman on the mound. Pujols will pick up an RBI on that base hit. Pujols got 2 for 2 in the ball game. Tillman, big pickoff of Iannetta at first and second. 2 down. Marquez base hit that would tie the ball game up. Flaherty had the Orioles first hit a double and would score. And here in beautiful Anaheim, ball game's tied at 1-1. Angels out hitting the Orioles at the moment 4-2. Jones coming up, Cruz, and then Davis. Orioles head up to Seattle after the ball game tonight. 4 games. Wei and Chen. Hisashi Iwakuma will make the start against him tomorrow. Kevin Gausman, Felix Hernandez, Bud Norris, Chris Young, Miguel Gonzalez, Barones Elias. The starters in the 4-game set. Orioles have Monday off and then open up the homestand Tuesday back home against these Angels. Jones waiting on it. Showed bunt. He had Freeze back. He popped out against Weaver the first time up.
And he stays back.
.1-0 delivery on the way. That ball put high in the air to left field. Hamilton. Boy, that ball just kept going, didn't it? Right up against the 390 mark by Adam Jones. Well, let's take a look at our baseball moments. A familiar name on it. Former Oriole L.J. Hose of Houston picked up a home run, 12th inning, and he did it on his mom's birthday. He told his mother he was going to hit a home run. He said, it's really a good feeling considering it was my mom's birthday, and that was the last thing she told me to do. Get a homer for her. He did. Tim Lincecum, the great starter, came on and picked up a save. First pitcher with a save and a no-hitter in the same season since 2010. Matt Garza did it with the Rays in that year. Nelson Cruz up, and he will foul that one off.
Yeah, 14th inning in Pittsburgh.
Giants, of course, in that battle with the Dodgers in the American League West race, which at this point is a 2-team race. Right flush to the mast.
Yeah, they've The Giants, talking about the Giants, they've surged again after swooning. Well, 10-22 is a swoon.
Yep.
You go from 42-21, then you tell you a little bit about baseball if you don't play well, and you only win 10 out of 32, and there's the low strike.
Well, the Dodgers have already lost their ball game today. If the Giants can win, and they're playing right now, they could have a 2-game lead over the Dodgers.
The Dodgers just seem, highest payroll in baseball, just a little dysfunction there. How often can your manager try to spur you on by trying to get you to play the game the right way?
I don't know. It worked once, but I'm not sure you can do it more than that.
I always talk about personal responsibility, and good teams do that. You don't need it's nice to have a manager that can remind you of those things, but boy, if you don't know how to play the game right, it's a long season.
1-2 delivery on the way, and that will be fouled back on that 89-mile-an-hour fastball.
Because at the end of the day, you have to have players. And, we see it all today because the Orioles have some guys that they understand personal responsibility, and they show up ready to play. It doesn't mean they're the best team, but they handle their own business.
1-2 pitch by Weaver. Overthrew way outside.
Now, did that change with Buck Showalter coming in 2011? Yeah, I gave him the right direction, but at the end of the day, it's up to the players. They're the ones that get the hits and make the plays and pitch and throw and show up ready to play or not.
Jared Weaver with a 2-2 count at 1 down. Nelson Cruz waiting on it. There's that off-speed pitch, and he doesn't go after it.
Yeah, good take there.
So Cruz, since the All-Star break, has had 3 hits and 21 at-bats. He's in a little bit of a swoon, and to be expected. The magnificent months, got to have a little break at a point where you dip. Swing and a miss, and there's that effective velocity. 2 down.
I'm going to take a look at your Nissan pitch rack. So again, it's 88, but look where it is. He just rides it. It's just, again, it's the perspective. What Oakland was talking about, Chris Tillman. You think the ball is going to come down, you're swinging just a shade up, and the two don't connect. I think he had a good swing, he just couldn't make contact.
Chris Davis up, called out on strikes his first time up. 2 away, nobody on, and there again is that breaking ball. The differentials you've seen, 89 for the fastball, then he'll be 77 on a couple of pitches, then he drops down to 65 on that off-speed curveball. There's the shift on against him. Kendrick out there in shallow right field, the second baseman. Here's the 0-1 delivered to Davis. He'll foul it away.
Yeah, that's your pitch to drive right there, and he fouls it off. And he starts with his hands high, but drops him. And when he drops him, he almost drops him behind him. So it's very difficult. Point A is the bat head, and B is the ball. Hard to get there sometimes.
0-2 delivery to him, then he came back inside and got him. That'll be the 3rd strikeout picked up by Weaver, 2 against Davis, and he has a 1-2-3 inning, the second he's had. Down today, the Rays defeated the Cardinals 3-0. Alex Cobb 1 for 2 RBI. Jennings big day. By the way, Alex Cobb's double, the first hit in Major League Baseball by a player named Cobb. Yep, since Ty Cobb's last hit. You believe that? September 3 of 1928. The Blue Jays defeated the Red Sox 6-4. Ortiz 3-run homer. He's on a blast right now. Bautista had a solo shot. The Yankees defeated the Rangers. Rain shortened game. 5 innings, 2-1 the final. That's official. Gardner had the solo home run in that ball game. So the Yankees and Blue Jays both win. They started 4 games behind the Orioles.
And then the Rays have now gone, what, 16-4? 8 straight road wins.
And the pitch will be taken for a ball. A 1-1 ball game. Bottom half of the 4th inning. Kendrick, Freese, and Navarro. Kendrick grounded out his first time up against Chris Tillman, who's walked 1 and struck out 1. The Orioles, they have a run on just 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left. Angels, a run on 4 hits, no errors, and they have left 4, 3 of those in scoring position.
The runs have not been easy for either team in this series.
And the pitch, a breaking ball, is going to be outside, 2-1.
Game 1 was Adam Jones, home run derby, hit a couple of 2-run shots, and then the Orioles or the Angels, nobody scored till the 6th inning last night.
Tillman with the 2-1 delivery on the way, and that will miss. So he falls behind on Kendrick, 3 balls and 1 strike. Leadoff batter's not been on in the first 3 innings for the Angels, and Tillman gets 71% of leadoff batters out. Here's the 3-1 delivery on the way to him. Ground ball towards second. Jonathan Scope, busy night. The backhand sets and gets it. 1 away here in the 4th inning. The Orioles return home Tuesday. It's a 3-game series with the Angels. Don't miss out on the next Ollie's Bargain Night on Tuesday. Presented by Ollie's Bargain Outlet. Every Tuesday home game. All upper reserves are $9. Celebrate the second half of the season with the Orioles. Visit Orioles.com for tickets or 888-848-BIRD. Adam Jones will get back to Camden Yards. Hopefully hitting the ball the way he's been on this road trip. Pitch is going to miss outside. Freese grounded out his first time up. David Freese at 265. Delivery to him will be down the line. That's going to end up foul. 265 at bats on the year for him with 5 home runs. You'd like to pick the power numbers up just a little bit, but he certainly has secured a third base position for them.
Yeah, that's where the upgrade was supposed to be, but a slow start.
Yep.
I mean, there's a good swing, but he just fouls it off, and that's what we've seen off of Weaver and Tillman. You think he got it centered, and good swing. You just don't quite get it.
Freese over the last 25 games hitting .317. 3 home runs, 18 RBIs in those 25 games. Got the breaking ball. Jonathan Scope's got a magnet for the ball tonight. Makes the play, and there are 2 down. Ever heard of a magnet for rawhide? I don't know. Our PNC Minor League Report is brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in you.
Well, there he is, and finally throwing a little bit better. Previously given up 12 runs, 15 hits in his last 11 2/3. So ERA much higher. So all of a sudden now coming down, but it's all about really 75 pitches. Not going to throw any more than that. Get him healthy. Everybody asks about him. But again, I think it's very premature when you're coming off Tommy John with a young pitcher who has really pitched limitedly at the high levels to really expect for him not to get healthy to next year, and that's the number 1 goal.
Navarro with 2 down, nobody on. A strikeout victim his first time up. Tillman with the 0-1 delivery to him, and that'll rush him back a little bit. He was moving in on the pitch, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Tillman up to 60 pitches thrown. We are in the 4th inning with 2 down.
Yeah, that's pretty much if he's able to get Navarro out. He's a little bit under 17 pitches an inning. And that's pretty much what he was last year.
15-17, almost every single pitcher in baseball, it seems like.
Yep.
That's the number. It's somewhere in there. 1 ball, 2 strike count.
So all you got to do is do the math. 7 innings is a lot of pitches.
Yep. 1-2 delivery on the way over the top, and he got him. That'll be the second strikeout, and a 1-2-3 inning for Tillman. Take a look at our do-ups, brought to you by Mazda, Hardy, Scope, and Flaherty. Brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. By Coons, when you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. And by visitannapolis.org. Find it here. Really good ball game. Trying to wrap this up. The Orioles looking for the 3-game sweep against Anaheim. They are 3-2 in the road trip so far, with the 4 games coming up in Seattle starting tomorrow night. Hardy will take the pitch for a strike. He flied out. Center field his first time up, 2 for 9, couple of RBIs in this series. JJ, another breaking ball that's going to be outside.
Yeah, if you're Jared Weaver and you watched last night, a couple of doubles, one up the gap and one down the right field line, both to the right of second base, and both up.
Got that one up. That ball driven in the air to left field, shy of the warning track. Just a couple of steps. And catch made by Hamilton. 1 down. For every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50, supporting Be More for healthy babies. The Orioles have 243 walks, $12,150. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Jonathan Scope popped out his first time up. Outfield deep on him all the way around. Pitch will be away. With the Weaver on the mound, the Angels now have won each of the last 6 starts that he has made. Last 10 starts at home, his ERA is 1.57. That ball is popped up and will come back over the screen. We put Weaver in a big category before with 6 other pitchers. How about we put him in a category with only 1 other? He and Lefty Grove, the only pitchers in American League history with 10 wins and 100+ strikeouts in each of their first 9 years. That select company. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way, and that's a grounded to short. Ibar.
out of Long Beach State, college pitcher, very adept, and what he signs in first year in A-ball, Double-A in 2005, in the big leagues, winning 13 games 2 years later. But again, the 122.63, the winning percent, I mean, incredibly high. Well, he doesn't beat himself. I mean, very rarely does he. You talk about some of the guidelines. You get the first guy out. He's very good at that. Does he walk himself? Does he field his position? He can run on him a little bit.
Flaherty takes it inside. Flaherty had the first hit off him, a double in the third inning, and would score on the RBI single by Markakis. Pujols, RBI base hit first inning, bringing Trout home. Weaver with the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball again.
Yeah, the book on Ryan Flaherty, better fastball hitter, so they're going to stay away from it because the result was a ground rule double. And that's what they've done with Efrain Navarro. He got a couple of singles last night. Tillman's been able to get him out by changing the pattern.
Here's the 2-0 delivery, and there's the off speed a little slower. They've started with the phones again. I thought this was a seventh inning thing, but sections of the ballpark, they've got the phones up where they have the lights flashing on and off from their cell phones. 2 ball, 1 strike count. And that ball's put up in the air to center. Trout is back there. He's got it, and that will retire the side in order. So we continue on with the pitchers in charge. It's 1-1. Seattle opening up the 4-game series. Wei-Yin Chen will be on the mound. Hisashi Iwakuma will make the start for Seattle. All right, coverage on Masson at 9:30 O's Extra, presented by Dodge. Game coverage at 10. All the access you need right here on Masson. Seattle lost their ball game today to the New York Mets by a score of 3-2. You see they've lost 9 of the last 14. Their batting average, the offense is not what they're about. As Jim said, it's that ERA that makes them a winner. And you remember Robinson Cano? Yes, he's still playing.
Yeah, and not hitting home runs, but they leave that up to Kyle Seager, who made his first All-Star team, but he's up there with the leaguers. He may win a batting title, and nobody will know about it till the end.
That ball will be foul back.
Yeah, they play it. I mean, obviously, Iwakuma, and then you got Hernandez, the 12 straight games, 2 runs or less, so pretty formidable. But you have to understand, I mean, Seattle have a new manager, Lloyd McClendon. They were 71-91 last year, so they're over 500, even if they haven't done it at home.
Iannetta leading it off in the bottom half of the 5th inning. He drew a walk and then got picked off at second base with Trout at the plate.
Yeah, led all catchers in walks last year.
Down to third. Flaherty's got it. Over to Davis.
Really sure hands over there. Ryan Flaherty can play the outfield. He can play first, second, third, right around. Probably could catch if he needed it, as long as you keep it. Like the old Ed Farmer when he was a reliever. Earl Weaver never knew his name. He'd go, Ned, go warm up. Mike. And Ed Farmer looked at him one night. He said, hey, I don't really care what you call me as long as you keep me on the team. I think Ryan Flaherty is right there. Just let me play every once in a while. And when he does, he can help you win. And already a double and scored the first run, an only run.
Yep. Top of the order is Calhoun, a base hit. 1 for 2 in the ball game. He's had 3 hits in 11 at bats in this series. Cole Calhoun in the leadoff spot as Tillman and Weaver continuing to dominate in the ball game. 1-4-0 the Angels. 1-2-1.
Yeah, his at bat in the third, line drive into a double play, really turned the game around last night. You know, base on balls, a single, and Conger tried to sacrifice him over, couldn't do it, and then he hit a bullet. And if it didn't drive it in, I think because he hit it so hard, maybe he would have had to let it clear the infield, but that would have brought Trout up in the third inning with the bases loaded, and at that time the score was 0-0. So he's
tight ball games with the playoff type atmosphere. Those are the kind of plays that make a difference in a game.
You don't see him in the box score, but
1-1 is inside. I mean, that pickoff play at second, obviously big play in this ball game. That one Jim's talking about, line drive last night. Hardy did a great job moving in behind the runner in that pickoff play.
Well, it's a daylight play where you put it on, and then when you see the glove open, that's when you turn and fire if you're a pitcher, and you work on it, and you go, okay, well, maybe it'll work. And sometimes you'll use it because you want to keep the runner close and not a lot of speed, but to pick them off with Trout coming up, huge.
Not good for the Angels. 3-1 strike count. 3-1 with 1 away. Delivery on the way to Calhoun, leadoff batter. Another ground ball. Davis still got to play. Makes the flip. Can't be handled. Tillman trying to find the bag. The eternal problem for pitchers of trying to get the foot on the bag and still see the ball and catch it.
Yeah, well, that's why you try to get over there. And Chris Davis, he's trying to cut it off, and by doing that, he's going to come in, and then again he gets a short hop. He didn't pick the easy hop, and then right there you just dropped it. Now, of course, it's easy to do because look at the angle, straight over, looked at the base, he's there, and then just to the top of the glove.
Going to be charged with an error, Tillman is. So the second Orioles error of the ball game. The first one did not result in a run, but of course extended pitches. Now the error allows Calhoun on a potential go-ahead run in the ball game and gets Trout to the plate. Trout with a single, run scored, Pujols RBI first inning. Popped up his second time to the plate, and the pitch will be taken for a strike. An eye on Calhoun over there at first. Mike Scioscia was talking about the fact yesterday he wished his team could do a little more running. Calhoun's 3 out of 5 for stolen bases. They are 6th in the league in steals, but they've not done a lot of running the last month.
And probably one of the reasons, and I mean there was an article today that talked about why Trout hasn't run, is that with him, because he can steal 30 bases or more, they slide step and do all kinds of stuff. But Calhoun's one of these guys that runs pretty well, but just that does not have enough experience at this level to steal a lot of bases.
0-1 delivery by Tillman, and Tillman's been impossible to steal on. Again, it's pretty amazing. There's been only 1 attempt against Chris this year, and the base stealer was caught.
Well, there's a power zone, but that kind of tells you where he likes it. But the other part of the power zone for Mike Trout, and we saw it last night, is it really doesn't matter what part of the ballpark. A home run last night, high slider out over the plate. Maybe you try to pull it, hit it dead way. He just went to right center. And a 2-run home run got him back in the game. 8th inning.
1-1 delivery to him. That's going to miss outside. Trout has had 12 here and 12 on the road when it comes to the home runs. He's got a .330 road batting average and a very solid .290 here.
Well, when you go to Detroit, they got all the Hall of Famers up there way out in right center. And he visited that up on the wall. I mean, Fielder hit one .460. And again, he strikes out a lot, but he also is very disciplined because he pretty much has an idea of what he wants to hit and doesn't mind getting the 2 strikes.
Which is where he is not right now. He's got the count where he wants it, 3-1. Calhoun's made no move to take off at first base. Ball game tied at 1. Bottom half of the 5th inning. Orioles infield set for 2. Tillman a look. Runner not going. 3-1 delivery, and that's a strike on the outside corner, and the count goes to 3-2.
And knee high down and away, and Mike Trout says, "I don't want anything to do with this pitch." And Hundley have to reach across the play, and the young umpire Hal Gibson makes the call. A lot of times you don't get that pitch. Not that it wasn't a strike. It's Hundley was more on the inside part of the plate.
So 3 balls, 2 strikes. See if they run Calhoun here. Runner goes, pitches outside. So Tillman surrenders his second walk, and with the error and the walk, runners at first and second and 1 out. And you got Pujols coming to the plate. That will send Hundley out to have a word with his battery mate.
Well, he's faced him twice. He hit it looked like a cut fastball. He hit that to right center for a double, and then he hit a changeup over the bag for another one. Well, the only good news about Albert Pujols coming to the plate is that if he does hit a ground ball, one of your infielders, he doesn't run well. But he's been hot. And the one number I look at, I mean, if you just, he's got 512 home runs, but in 30 RBIs in his last 34 games. So he's been swinging the bat and being able to drive in runs. Even though the batting average with runners in scoring position, as you mentioned, Gary, on Monday, 209, incredibly low.
Last year, Pujols hit, with runners in scoring position, a big 303.
And he was hurt all year.
He had 99 at bats with a runner in scoring position, hit 303, and now he's way down there, 209. 1 down. Pujols will take the pitch, a breaking ball in for a strike. RBI single, a double. Designated hitter who did not have a hit coming in is now 2 for 9 in this 3-game set. Pujols, 243 lifetime average against the Orioles with 4 career home runs against the O's. 0-1 count, runners off first and second. Tillman's delivery to him. Pujols takes it. Good stop. Hundley in the dirt, blocking it. 1-1. Tillman has had 5 wild pitches. Calhoun with great speed at second. Will be aware of that. Trout at first base. He got a pretty decent jump at second on that last pitch, so Jonathan Scope moved over a little bit, try and cut that secondary lead down. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Delivery on the way. Pujols the chopper. Going to be a play at first or none at all. Flaherty the throw, and he got him. Runners will move up, but there are 2 down.
Yeah, the big overhand curveball. We've seen Weaver use it all night long. And Tillman, Chris, probably about 45% of the curveballs he throws over the course of the season have been for strikes tonight, much higher. And critical out to a guy that's already hit 2 doubles. So he went to a different pitch and got an out.
2 on and 2 down. Josh Hamilton reached on an error and is flied to center field. Angels 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position in the ball game. Whoa, what a lead at third. Oh my gosh. Tillman looked over there. I'm not sure he believed what he saw. Calhoun was, he was halfway down the line. He had to be thinking about going.
Well, that's fine, except when you're in the stretch position. If you look, he's going to come to a stretch, no windup, because that would be insanity. Because then he would steal, yes. So you're looking right at him. If he wants to go with Hamilton hitting 339 with runners in scoring position,
should have gone. Yep. It'll go to center. Adam Jones is there, puts it away for the out, and again Tillman able to get that big last out. 2 more left in scoring position. Ball game still tied. 1941, long before Lou Boudreau put the shift on against Ted Williams, Jimmy Dykes did, manager for the White Sox. Williams went 2 for 5 in the game, and in the series, he collected 4 hits and 10 at-bats against the shift, and Jimmy Dykes said, to heck with this. In 1976, tying an American League record, the Orioles, Reggie Jackson, hit a home run 6 consecutive ball games. 1976, he joined a list of great stars. There are 17 players who have hit home runs in at least 6 consecutive. You see the list right there. Reggie Jackson on it. The Orioles have somebody else, though, who's also on that list. We'll show you in a minute. Pitch a breaking ball in there for a strike. Among the others who have had 6 consecutive home run ball games, see down at the bottom, Chris Davis. 2012 did it. You got Howard, Maris, Severs, Gehrig, Williams on that list. Ball out in front of it, and a silo shot at the plate. And Nick Hundley, to his opponent behind the plate, is an out.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. You know, that he hung that breaking ball, but again, the deception. Guys swinging under it, can't quite get on top of it. Actually, the hitting instructor for the Angels, one of my former teammates, I thought Don Baylor, maybe it was only 5 in a row, but his nickname was Groove because he could get in a groove.
Don not on
the list.
That list, no.
I was there when Reggie. That was a spring training, late spring training trade in '76. Kenny Holtzman. There is Don Bailey and Reggie coming over for Don and Mike Torres, who'd won 20 games. And when they made the trade, Earl Weaver said very simply, he will win an MVP. Now we traded him to Oakland, and that was in '76, '79 with the Angels, won the MVP in the American League.
Here is Nick Markakis, and the pitch will be taken outside. Markakis, an RBI base hit, 3rd inning. A 1-out double by Flaherty, moved up to 3rd on a fly ball. And then Markakis brought him home for the only run for the Orioles. We are in the 6th inning. Tillman and Weaver retiring the opposing hitters frequently. And a strike, Markakis isn't sure about it.
Yeah, that was 86. You know, he hasn't thrown many changeups tonight because he hasn't had to. Mostly curveballs and fastballs, and of course he was good at math. He adds and subtracts. He'll go from 86 to 89 with a heater.
Breaking ball jammed him. It'll be topped to second. Kendricks got it, and the out. 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning, and as promised earlier in the game, our AT&T's fan photo. Gotta love the chapeau. That's perfect. Keeps the sun off the skin and looks real sharp. And there's another great chapeau.
There's the classic.
The summer fedora. Could wear that while duck hunting. Breaking ball, that's going to go to right field, and that's going to be a base hit. David Lowe will make a turn. He'll force the throw in by right fielder Calhoun. Lowe's on 1 for 3.
Yeah, so I think he maybe went up there. A lot of slow stuff the first 2 times up. Nice little curveball. This time he stays back. That is a nice plan. They're throwing it softer. Stay back and wait for it, and he did.
Well, let's see if the Orioles can get another 2-out RBI. They did in the 3rd inning. Adam Jones coming up. He has popped out and flied out. 5 for 18. Lifetime against Weaver with a home run. The Orioles have their 3rd hit of the game. Double and 2 singles.
Well, in last night's game, they would get 4 runs, and in the 6th inning, there would be an infield roller by Chris Davis against the shift, and then Hardy would hit one up the gap. And Lowe can run. Now, he doesn't steal bases that often. I mean, he's second on the team with 5, but he's also been caught 3 times. So, but any ball up the gap here, he's going to score easily. He has that kind of speed, or even down into the corner.
Runners have been successful against Weaver. Only 5 out of 21 have been caught stealing. 2 down. There's the throw over, trying to keep Lowe close to the bag. Iannetta behind the plate, pretty good number, 30% throwing out base stealers.
Well, in this situation, if you're Jared Weaver and you watch the first night, you are not going to worry about David Lowe with 2 outs. And speed up your windup and throw something in the middle of the plate to Adam Jones, because you'll lose the lead or the tie ball game right here. That's how kind of power Adams had on this trip.
Runner not going. Pickoff play Iannetta, and Lowe back in plenty of time. Down goes to 1-0.
Yeah, at least what I used to think about here is Jones can hurt me a lot more than a stolen base, and I don't want David Lowe to get a running lead, but if I get Adam Jones out, inning's over. And that's not always easy to do.
1-0 count with 2 down. Freese guarding the line at third. Jones will take it away. Unlike with most clubs, Mike Scioscia being a former catcher, he's the one who gives the signs to Iannetta, not the pitching coach or the bench coaches. He goes through the signs on whether he wants a throw over, a step off, a hold. And obviously concerned about Lowe here as there's another throw over.
Well, the other thing about David Lowe is that he's got to be cognizant of the fact of how hot Adam Jones has. Again, 9 RBIs on this trip. We're in game 6. He's hit 3 home runs. He drove in another 2 with a single up the middle up in Oakland. So you don't want to get yourself thrown out. It's not a high percentage situation here.
2-0 delivery on the way, and there's that great off-speed pitch in there for a strike.
Well, Gary, not only does he throw it, but he throws it for a strike. Now, you can't be looking for it. Adam Jones is saying, I'm looking for a fastball, and there you go. 71. He's looking for 87.
Great pitch. Using it all night. 2 ball, 1 strike count, and all night he's had control of it. Weaver with a look to Lowe. He's going. Here's the throw and the strike called, and he's got a stolen base. So a real good jump, and Lowe gets into scoring position. He's now 6 out of 9.
Well, I don't know how he called that pitch. I mean, this is a big slow curveball, so he picks the perfect pitch. Iannetta walked right in front of the home plate umpire, Hal Gibson, and they still get the call. And it's important because 3-1, 2-2, big difference.
So now a runner in scoring position. Chance to get the lead again if Adam Jones can pick up the 2-out RBI. Lowe with great speed. He'll be off, of course, on contact here if Adam can put the bat on it. Jared Weaver. The look back twice. 2-2 delivery. Jones is going to get one into right field. Base hit. Lowe's going to score easily. Perfectly placed. And Lowe taking off on contact scores. The Orioles have a 2-1 lead, and the stolen base mattered.
Yeah, the more pitches you throw, the more opportunities to steal bases. So Adam gets 6 pitches, and this is a slider down and away, and he just serves it in the right field. It barely gets to the grass, but it's certainly productive. And Lowe with a jump, 2 outs going on contact, makes it 2-1.
Jones gets his 64th RBI of the season. Now he's at first base, and here's Nelson Cruz. And now some throwovers while Jones is over there.
Well, he stole a couple of bases. He's 6 for 6 up in Oakland. Legitimate the first one and uncontested the second one. And yet, sooner or later, Cruz is going to get into one. That's what he does.
Pitch will be at the knees for a strike.
Yeah. You know, the last time they called the same pitch, and he kind of smiled. This time he's going, this is getting annoying. Because that ball was definitely low. And if you want to hit 1-0 or 0-1, you've got a veteran pitcher who's really good at what he does on the mound, and you don't want to give him that extra strike. And then also what happens is all through the count, it makes you maybe chase something a little bit lower than you want.
I'm really surprised Weaver's making this many throws and Mike Scioscia making this many calls, if in fact he is. Now, Scioscia will tell the catcher what he wants, but Weaver, if he wants to make additional throws, can do it.
Well, it's not like you have a guy like, you know, Derek Norris, what he threw out 12%. Maybe you're running here. But
0-1, that's there as well. I was just looking at the Adam Jones number. Adam getting that base hit in the RBI with 2 away. His batting average with runners in scoring position and 2 down coming into this game was .341. I mean, that is phenomenal. That has got to be one of the best averages with 2 down and runners in scoring position in baseball.
Well, it speaks volumes of his maturity as a hitter.
0-2 delivery on the way, and that will miss outside, and a 1-ball 2-strike count on Nelson Cruz.
Yeah, we're talking about it last night. He walks about 2% of the time, but his plate coverage with 2 strikes is so much better here in 2014 than it was, say, 3-4 years ago. I mean, he's made that natural progression if you're going to be a good hitter to being able to cut your swing down.
1-ball 2-strike count. Delivery on the way. Cruz will take it inside. Great Crew looking up the numbers. Adam 15th. I'm surprised there are that many ahead of him. 15th American League with the 2-out batting average with runners in scoring position.
Better than 341.
Oof. Wow. Beltre's at 382. So lead the pack. 2-ball 2 strikes, and again a throw over, and again Jones back to the bag. Orioles with a run in here in the 6th inning. They've taken the 2-1 lead. They led it 1-0. They trailed 1-0 after 1, tied it up in the 3rd. Now get the lead here in the 6th. And Weaver with a 2-ball 2-strike count, having a very long inning on the mound. Not necessarily a lot of pitches. There goes Jones, breaking ball, swung on and missed. So Weaver will get his 4th strikeout, but the Orioles get a run. Jones the RBI, and the O's lead at 2-1. .05, the first 20,000 fans 15 and over will receive the Orioles 60th anniversary 3/4 sleeve t-shirt. Celebrate the 60th anniversary with the Birds as they push for the 14 postseason tickets. Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. So Adam Jones continues on this trip to get it done for the Orioles. He's had a good time with the fans out there, the Oriole fans who are out there in center field. They're right in the corner seats. There they are. And Adam's been talking to them and cheering with them all night.
Yeah, well, they like him better than Jared Weaver. Did you see him? Yeah, I mean, he made a good pitch, and Adam had a better swing. He goes, what is this?
He's talking to him.
A lone away slider down and away. Gives up a run, the go-ahead run to this point.
Here is Eric Ibar. Pitch taken for a strike. And another outstanding start going on here. I mean, both of them, but Tillman with the edge right now. A couple of walks. 2 strikeouts. They've hit the ball, and the D's played it behind him. Ibar has gone 0 for 2 in the game. He has Ryan Flaherty in at third base. Take away that bunt chance.
Well, you were talking about it. Runners in scoring position number for pitchers is what, about 253? That's average. He's 264, so he's a little higher. And but again tonight, totally different because he gets out of the third. After the double, he gets Hamilton and Ibar. And then, the last inning, he gets Hamilton. I mean, they've been getting them on. They just haven't, to this point, been able to get them in.
They've stranded 6, and 5 of those have been in scoring position tonight for the Angels, a team that is second in the league as a team with a .269 batting average in those situations. And Tillman, he had runners 2 in scoring position in the first, left them there, 2 more in the fifth, left them there. 1 out double, Pujols third inning, left them there.
And we told you the first 5 games before the break they're hitting .431, and they came in at .191 since. Oh.
Hit him. Got him in the backside as he couldn't get turned around or jump over it.
And that just kind of over rotates, and when Chris just opens up a little bit early, and it's be frustrating. I mean, the ball just goes right with him. I mean, that's way inside, outside target. So you just sometimes you get a little bit quick. Got fly open, and boy, you can't do anything. The ball just steers right at the hitter.
Ibar hit for the 4th time this year. That is the 4th hit batter by Tillman.
So you can't run on them. You talked about that. They've attempted 1 time. I mean, you can try to run. Ibar coming off the groin pull, but you do have a guy that can handle the bat. Great hit and run guy because he hits the ball to right field, and Howie Kendrick.
Kendrick is grounded out twice. Pitch will be up for a ball. So the Angels trying to get one back here in the bottom half of the 6th inning after the Orioles got the lead in the top half. Kendrick checking down at third. He's not had a hit against Tillman in the 5 career at bats he's had against the Orioles right-hander. Outfield shaded to right, throw over. Ibar back to the bag. Ibar 11 out of 17 stealing bases. But as Jim said, this is risky business. Nobody's stolen one on Tillman, and Hundley behind the plate 2 out of 14 catching base stealers.
Yeah, you can run on Hundley. You can't run on Tillman. For a guy that's 6'5", I mean, he's quick to the plate. He's got that little, I don't know, maybe a little hesitation from the windup, which makes him so deceptive, which he gets rid of because obviously you don't want to. You'd like to be 1.3 seconds or below that, and he does a nice job of that. And for a lot of tall pitchers, that's hard. So he cuts down the leg kick and just kind of slides the.
And he'll get that one in there for his strike.
And meanwhile, when you do that, I mean, that's something you work on. It just doesn't happen by accident. When you're doing your sides, not only in spring training, but in between your starts. Chris pitches every 5th day on a normal rotation. He'll throw the 3rd day. You'll work on your fastball command, maybe some changeup, curveball, and then you'll do some slide steps. So your rhythm is where you can quicken up everything and still throw quality pitches.
Pretty good lead over there at first. Ibar not going. Fouled off. That one got a piece of Hundley again. Now when Hundley looks over, we were talking about the fact Socha is the one who gives the signs to his catchers. Yikes. Right off the side of the mask. Hundley's going to try and look over. After that, the question is, will he be able to see? Or John Russell, the bench coach for the Orioles, is the one who relays what they want done, whether they want Tillman to throw over, hold it, step off. And you see him looking over, and there's John.
And then Hundley and Tillman, they decide what they want to throw.
1-2 count. Runner not going. Pitch up high. That one a breaking ball was supposed to and got away. So the count goes to 2-2 on Kendrick with Freese waiting on deck.
Yeah, his natural, when you look at Howie, I mean, Howie hits the ball to the right side with the best of them. Now, he can hit home runs, anywhere between 10 and 18 if you speed up the bat or you get behind him. But he's an up-the-middle hitter.
2-2 delivery to him, and he had to wait on that one and just got enough to foul it off. Holds the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tillman had him fooled on the pitch. Now the infield's going to adjust here in the 2-2, and they go the other way. They play him to pull more with a 2-strike count. Hardy walked about 4 or 5 steps. So did Jonathan Scope towards second base. 2 ball, 2-strike count. Runner not going. Breaking ball's hit into that hole. That's where he went. So Kendrick on with a single, and the Angels have the first 2 on here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, that's how he pulls the ball. You hang a curveball. I mean, look how quick the bat gets when it stays up, and he stays back. Can you imagine how excited when he came out of Jacksonville and His first 5 years in the minor, 318, 368, 367, 384, and then he dropped down to 342 and then back to 369. That's kind of a young player you'd like to have.
Means you're ready.
Yeah, well,
at least to try it.
And then he figured out how to play second base pretty well.
David Freese has grounded out to second base twice. Nobody out. The Orioles lead is 2-1.
Yeah, I don't think they bunt here only because they have an inexperienced hitter behind them.
Orioles are playing bunt both at first and third. Delivery on the way. Freese not showing bunt, and he will take it for a strike.
Yeah, I think if you had a veteran hitter, and you, but with Navarro already, he struggled. He struck out 2 times. I mean, obviously you get a guy to third, and when you've got a 1-run lead, you're going to play your infield back at least in the middle, so you'll concede 1 run, but not 2.
They back up at first and third. Freese does not have a sacrifice this year. And a strike called in the outside corner, and Tillman quickly gets ahead of him 0-2.
Yeah, so certainly doesn't hit the spot. Hundley again moves in, but he just hits the outside corner.
0-2 count. Infield, a double play depth, of course. Runners off first and second. 0-2 delivery. Almost.
How he took that pitch. Not that it was a strike, but it was very close. It's a little high, but not that high. 93, good fastball.
Could have gone either way.
Yeah, really could have.
So Freese a break. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Getting 233 in these situations. Ibar off second. Kendrick off first. Good speed both places. That's there.
Yeah.
Boy, he got him on that one.
I don't know what he was looking at. And now the one before this was borderline high, but this one definitely down in the zone. Just makes a really good pitch. I mean, this is what the last, and you hope it continues if you're an Oriole fan, I think the last 2 nights has been about. Quality pitches, clutch pitches. Brad Bakken, this is all about the pitch count. Closing in on 100.
So 1 down, runners remain at first and second base. Everett Navarro playing at first base in the ball game tonight will stand in. You see the strikeouts.
Yeah, when they say, how do you want to pitch him? Last night he hit a couple of fastballs off of Gonzalez, who got behind him.
Navarro waiting on it, and that will miss outside for a ball. Left-handers against Tillman, 261, up 30 points higher than the right-handers. 1-0 count. Big inning in the ball game here in the 6th with the first 2 on. And still there now with 1 away. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Tillman over the top, and that'll miss down low.
Yeah, and this is what we saw from Navarro: a 2-0 base hit and then a 3-1 base hit. So in other words, pitcher Gonzalez got behind him, and I'm not sure that as good as the changeup has been for Chris Tillman that he'll give in to the young hitter here.
Navarro, even though he has struck out a couple of times here, has had a pretty good bat going. 9 hits, last 27 at bats. Here's the delivery to him, 2-0, and he'll foul that one back, and it'll be out of play into the seats.
So that wasn't a fastball, just a little slider. Well, the other thing is he comes in 4 for 12 with runners in scoring position. For a young guy, I mean, he's figured out how to hit at AAA Salt Lake City. Hit well over 300. Can hit some home runs, can hit a lot of doubles. Well, the next step is to come up here, and when guys like Tillman work on you, to try to make an adjustment.
Over 900 minor league games for Navarro, and a 297 minor league career average. 2 ball, 1 strike count. And the pitch will come inside. Watching Ibar at second base, he's got one sharp eye on Hardy. Hardy snuck in and got that pickoff earlier in the ball game, and he's like, no way you're going to nonchalant behind me. He spent a lot of time watching him. JJ did a great job in the pickoff. He was looking down at his shoes as he walked in on that pickoff play in the second inning against Iannetta. Just kind of looked down at his shoes, walked towards the bag, and the next thing he was there. Here's the 3-1 delivery, and that ball's hit hard off Davis's glove. Jonathan Scope's got a play. It gets him. Mercy. How about that one? It's going to be a 3-4-3, and it'll hold the lead runner at third base.
Yeah, the Angels are saying, what do we have to do to get another run? I mean, this is a rocket. It's a changeup in the middle of the plate, and then it's pretty much just a kick save. Right here, try to get the glove on it, which he doesn't, and here comes Scope. A nice play by Chris Davis to get back. You can see right here. I mean, otherwise this ball gets by him. It's going to be a run. And there's Scope backing him up. Tillman's over there just in case he gets out of harm's way. But the go-ahead run moves to second, tying run down to third.
And you saw Scope do something else for a young player. You saw him hesitate and wait until Davis got to the bag. Instead of rushing a throw over, or Davis would have to catch it while he's moving, Scope just waited, saw the runner, knew he had time. Again, second and third. Again, 2 down. Here's Iannetta. He has walked and grounded out.
Well, don't think he doesn't want to atone for that pickoff, because he ran him right out of the inning by getting picked off with Trout coming up.
First inning, they had runners at second and third. Couldn't get them in. Fifth inning, got runners to second and third. Couldn't get them in. Here they are again. 0-1 with 2 away. Tillman's delivery. This ball in the air and right at Nick Markakis, and Tillman is out of another one. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 more left in scoring position. The Orioles maintain a 2-1 lead.
Lead and the Angels threatening, and then all of a sudden with Trout at the plate, they pick off Iannetta right here after a double by Flaherty. The Orioles will come back, single by Nick Markakis to make it 1-1. David Lowe reaches, he steals second, and then with 2 strikes, look at Adam Jones, blown away slider, serves it. Your serve, Alice. And the Orioles take a 2-1 lead. Tillman still on the mound, as is Weaver. It looks like maybe with a pitch count he may leave. Jared Weaver still certainly in control. And that is your Geico game highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Really great ball game. 7th inning. Chris Davis full shift on as Chris leads it off here. A couple of strikeouts against Weaver. No walks, 4 Ks for him, as you saw. Davis, Hardy, and Jonathan Scope coming up. Orioles have been out hit by 1, 5-4, but have the 2-1 lead. Chris Davis, breaking ball, and he will chop that one foul over into the Orioles dugout.
Yeah, now David Freese is going to move back, and he just came in, and just in case he was going to bunt to lead off the inning. And now he moves back, and he's playing shortstop. Third baseman. Pretty much conventional. There he is.
1-1 delivery by Weaver. Davis got one, shattered bat. That's going to go to right and falls in. There wasn't a lot of room. for that to become a base hit. You see the barrel of the bat out there, and Davis has got a leadoff single here in the 7th. Why? Because he's crushed Davis. On Saturday, August 2, bring the family out to the yard, a promotion you don't want to miss. First 10,000, 14 and under at the ball game against the Mariners. Get the Crush Davis action figure presented by PNC. It is the superhero style figure of Chris. It'll become a fan favorite. It is already. People haven't even seen it, and they are anticipating it with hearts just pounding. Do not miss this action-packed edition. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD.
And contrary to what I said the other night, it is not life-size.
Thank you.
Otherwise, bring the SUV.
Otherwise, it would be a very packed ballpark.
Hard to wave Chris Davis over your head.
35,000 figurines, life-size of Chris Davis.
Well, you know how they do it with the towels. They give away the hats and all that. You know, 7th inning, they wave them. Yeah, that would be
great.
We, before that giveaway, will actually find out what the dimensions of the superhero figurine.
0-1 count, J.J. Hardy. Hardy has flied out twice. That'll go to third. Freeze is there.
Oh, pretty much what we've seen. You know, he came in throwing just a little over 54 or 50% fastballs. You know, and that breaking ball, some sliders. That's what Jones hit the right field for the, at least at this point, the go-ahead hit, and then not a lot of changeups tonight. And there is Chris Tillman. Pitch count over 103.
His battery mate is kindly talking to him. Hardy back to the plate. 0-2 count.
Wow.
Yeah, be taken a little bit low apparently.
Yeah, well, Cruz isn't up, so it's a little bit low. I mean, there have been a couple of low strikes.
It's tough to call behind the plate when you got guys like Weaver and Tillman working the way they are tonight, because so many pitches are so close. 1-2 breaking ball. That's just sustained the evening.
Well, you know, we always, Gary, you talk about when you throw a changeup, it's about arm speed. Watch him sell this curveball. You're going to buy it. And then it's 69 miles per hour. And it looked like he had it tracked. I mean, a lot of arm speed. And 6-7 ball starts right about maybe letter high, and just kind of dives down and away where Iannetta catches it.
Big curveball. So Davis still at first, one away now. Jonathan Schoop has popped out, grounded out. And there's that breaking ball again.
And like we said, David Lowe the third time up because he saw an up from look for it. And, David a little more experience than Jonathan Schoop.
Jonathan with a 218 mark continues to have all of his home runs on the road for the Orioles. Davis a very short lead at first base. Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way, and that will catch the inside corner for a strike. That went at 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, he probably thought this went around the plate. Yeah, no, got the inside part of the plate.
I mean, he's just working the black in this game. Tommy Hunter now up in the bullpen. Schoop with a 2-strike count, step off, throw over. Davis right there. Schoop this season, as we said, the home runs have all been on the road, 8 of them. He's hitting .252 on the road, only .177 at Camden Yards. Weaver with the 0-2 delivery and just bores in with what is his heater at 88.
Yeah, so 69, 70, and then 89 inside corner. Last thing you're looking at. Nicely framed by the Angel catcher, Iannetta.
Weaver once had 16 strikeouts in a ball game. That is his career high. He has not hit double digits this year. He has hit 9 against the White Sox. He had 8 in his last outing against Seattle. Here's Ryan Flaherty. Flaherty with that breaking ball. Strike called. Flaherty has doubled, scored in the 3rd inning on the single by Markakis. He's flied out. He's had a hit in 6 at-bats in this series. Davis at first, 2 down, and a ground ball to short. Ibar will go to the bag himself. So a leadoff single, but the Orioles can do nothing with it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. 7th inning stretch time. Orioles on top, 2-1.
Chance to win tonight. Boy, did he get some clutch outs. The Angels, constantly right here when they get him on. Trout coming to the plate. They pick off Iannetta. They get out of the 2nd inning. He was trailing 1-0 at the time. And again, big curveballs. A lot of clutch pitching. 0 for 9 the Angels with Chris Tillman through the 6 innings. Again, not a lot of hits, not a lot of walks, not a lot of strikeouts. And again, threw a lot of strikes, had a good curveball, a little more velocity. And our Jiffy Lube pitching change. The Orioles can check this pitching change off their to-do list. Isn't it time for you to check oil change off yours? Come into Jiffy Lube and help keep your vehicle running longer. 12 consecutive scoreless appearances for Tommy Hunter. Oh boy, he's pitched well. He was a closer early on. Didn't make it easy. Then he had a couple of blown saves, I think 3 to be exact. And so there are the numbers. Righties, last year they hit 146. This year that number up, but lately, boy, he's been lights out.
He's only worked a third of an inning, but got a big out on Pujols in the ball game last night. And now will work in the bottom half of the 7th inning, and he's got the top of the order. Calhoun, a base hit is reached on an error, grounded out. Then Trout and Pujols do up. Hunter's delivery is in there for a strike. For Tommy Hunter, with those 12 appearances that cover 14 innings without allowing an earned run, that is a new career-long streak for him. And he's lowered his ERA over that time from 6.5 to 3.78. And Calhoun will take that one. It's in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Cole Calhoun.
He actually, his average fastball is the firmest of any of the Oriole pitchers. At just a little over 96 miles per hour. And he hasn't thrown the cutter as much lately. More curveballs, and he's gone to the 2-seamer.
1-1 delivery tied him up, and it's in there.
That's the hook at 83. So big differential. You're looking fastball, and that's what you hit off. I mean, he was talking about it on the bus today. When you throw that hard, he said, "Yeah, they're looking for my fastball." He said, "I just need to make good pitches," and he's been doing that. And that 2-seamer will go away from the lefties.
1-2 delivery on the way. Calhoun got a hold of it, but right at Adam. He's got it, and there's one away in the bottom of the 7th inning. Follow every Orioles game all season long with MLB.com at Bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. At Bat brings you baseball wherever you are. Look-ins, replays, scores, highlights, MLB TV game of the day, and more. Just download it. MLB.com at Bat. Do it at the App Store or go to coaches.com.
One of the great apps. If you're a baseball fan, all kinds of info. Scores and news and standings.
Adams loving it out there with his fans in center. He's got a lot of family and friends here. He's been here for the whole series. Mike Trout. One down, nobody on. Trout a base hit, run scored. That came back in the first inning when Pujols would deliver an RBI base hit, bringing Trout in for their only run. 2-5-2 for the Orioles, 1-5-0 for the Angels. Garnering a bit of his attention on the 96-mile-an-hour inside.
Yeah, not a lot of history for Mike Trout and Tommy Hunter. 0 for 4.
Two ball, one strike delivery from Hunter. Tried to go outside after setting it up with the inside pitch and will miss away. And the count goes to 3-1. So obviously a big inning here when you've got the middle of the order. You're trying to make this, if you're the Orioles, the last time these guys come to the plate in the ball game. Not turn it over again. 3-1 delivery on the way and walked it.
Yeah, so again, go back to some of the comments before the game. Trout 10 for 10, and Mike Scioscia, who manages the Angels, said, well, it's not like we're don't let them run. It's just they slide step. So again, there's your tying run over at first, and Pujols already 2 for 3.
Second walk that Trout has picked up in the ball game. Pujols has had an RBI single, a double, and he has grounded out.
Now you would think this is a pretty high percentage steal situation for the Angels.
Base stealers 3 for 3 when Tommy Hunter's on the mound. Trout's going. Ground ball right into the glove. Gets one, and they'll still get the double play. Jonathan Scope there to take the throw from Tommy Hunter. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Hunter looks at, I still got you. And not much of a play by Trout at second to interfere with that throw. Orioles, it'll be Hundley, Markakis, and Lowe as we go to the 8th inning. With the Orioles maintaining the lead on some fine defensive plays in the game, and Tommy Hunter tagging with Jonathan Scope. I think Tommy turned around, was like, do I throw this thing to second or not? Decided to, and it worked out. He got a double play.
Well, he can field, and if you go back to last year, I still remember bases loaded, and he barehanded the ball up the middle, I think off the bat of Will Middlebrooks. I don't mean with the glove. I mean just grabbed it like a big paw and ran off the field, and it was unbelievable. But again, that's a very adept double play. Again, the pitcher's fielding practice.
And Hundley goes after the first pitch and drives it to center. Trout will track it down. Weaver still on the mound here in the 8th. He's gone the distance and one away. 0 for 3 for Hundley. Jepson in the bullpen.
And another one of the
Angels.
Yeah, another one of the outstanding. I mean, the pen is just for the Angels has been fabulous. in the month of July, and it's gotten a lot better. They've made 3 trades. Pitch count right now at 92. How efficient has Jared Weaver's been tonight?
One complete game for Jared Weaver came against Houston. 1 run, 2 hits, over 9 for him in that game back on May 21. Pitch will be taken inside for a ball. Nick Markakis, top of the order. Nick, an RBI base hit in the 3rd. RBI single by Jones in the 6th. Those are the 2 runs on the board, each team with 5 hits in the game. Weaver's delivery is going to miss, and Markakis will get ahead on the count 2-0. So the Orioles, I mean, coming in, this is not the way, any way that this series could have been anticipated in terms of runs scored by the Angels. They were averaging over 5 runs a ball game, the only team doing that in the majors, and the Orioles held them to just 1 earned run, 2 total in game 1, and 2 earned runs in the ball game last night, and now 1 here in this one so far. 2-1 delivery on the way, and that pitch is going to be outside, so a 3-1 count.
Yeah, 96 pitches, 65 of them strikes, almost 2-1, a little bit over 2-1.
3-1 delivery to Nick. Breaking ball. That's in there.
Yeah, well, you got to tip your hat to that pitch. Figure you got to change, maybe a changeup or maybe a fastball or a little slider, but not only does he throw the hook tonight, really high percentage.
3-2 delivery and another breaking ball. Yeah, that thing is a strike every time he's thrown it. Shortstop back to get it. That's Ibar, and there are 2 down. 2 away here in the 8th.
Well, great leverage, and he's been so efficient. You've got a lot of options if you're Mike Scioscia because your bullpen's been that good and Jepson well rested. But if you're Jared Weaver and you want to try to win number 11, you can hang around because the pitch count's certainly well in hand.
So here is Lowe, had a big hit in the 6th inning. He got the single. He stole second, setting up the RBI by Jones. Adam blooped one into right field to get him home. Lowe with that great speed had no trouble scoring as the ball just settled on the outfield grass before Calhoun had any chance to pick it up in right. 0-1 delivery. Came in with that fastball again. Another base hit for Lowe to right field. So he's 2 for 4 in the ball game, not having had a chance at the plate on this road trip.
Yeah, his usual position is to go out and defend when you have a lead late in the game, either for Steve Pearce or Nelson Cruz.
So Lowe's on the Orioles' 6th hit of the ball game, and that will bring up Jones again. Adam, the RBI base hit, 6th inning. 100 even on the pitches thrown by Weaver.
Yeah, season high, what, 108? He's closed in on that number. I think anybody else, maybe other than C.J. Wilson, who's on the disabled list, you probably go to your bullpen. But if you're Mike Scioscia, you got to, number 1, trust him, and number 2, give him a chance to get out of this inning.
There are 2 away. Jones will take the pitch, and it misses for a ball. Weaver thought he had a strike there as he looks in.
And of course, the other reason is the fact that if he gets out of this inning, they have had 30 comeback wins. And if you're Mike Scioscia, you have to recognize that this guy's going to pitch close to 200 innings and win a lot of games for you. And I always appreciate it when they leave you in. It's easy to walk out there. And of course, not the second time out, Gary, but sometimes if the manager comes out of the dugout, you got to beat him to the line and tell him to go back.
One-0 count to Adam Jones. Low off first base. Weaver the long hold, not running. Breaking ball. There it is again. I don't know I've ever seen anybody with that kind of a pitch. It's not necessarily easy to throw for a strike, be so consistent in a game with it.
Well, they're really good. I've always said when Mike Boddicker won 20 games for the Orioles, his curveball was so good it was almost like you he would run from the mound and hand it to the catcher down and away. And when you know, we're watching here on TV, or you sit in the dugout, maybe down in the good seats at a ballpark, you think, well, why don't you just sit there and wait? But the spin can be so tight.
And then you get one like that, and Jones chased on it, 1-2.
Well, it's a deception of him. If you're right-handed, he's stepping right at you. He is 6'7". And then you think the ball's going to be on the plate, and the difference between a good curveball and a good slider, which is what that pitch was, is that you don't see the spin. When you hang it, of course, tonight he's gotten a lot of curveballs up, but they've been a little out of the zone. But you hang a slider, it doesn't break much, so it speeds up the bat, and it kind of just hovers there. Not throwing a lot of hovering pitches tonight.
Lowe still at first base, 2 down, 1-2. Being held over there by Navarro. Runner not going, and will miss another fastball that time that he kept away, trying to get Jones to chase it, and he wouldn't. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Adam. Adam with the 8 home runs he's put up lifetime against this Angels team. 3 of those hit here in this ballpark. So the outfield stayed deep on him. Anything hit here, Lowe will be flying from first base.
Yeah, a little bigger lead here.
2-2, runner goes. Jones ground ball towards short. Play's got to be at first. Ibar up, and we'll get it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Orioles trying to sweep the Angels. In any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Baltimore Orioles. Barry Thor, Jim Palmer with you as the Orioles up 2-1, and the starting rotation continues to produce. 3.3 team ERA since June 6th, third best in the American League during that span. The Orioles starters have continued to drop the ERA every month. It was 4.74 in April, 4.43 May, 4.11 end of June, down to 4.08 for the starting rotation coming into this ball game, and certainly not hurt by Tillman's performance of a run on 5 hits over 6.
Yeah, so Hamilton against Hunter, 2 for 6 with that home run.
Broken bat into the shift. Scope got turned around, and it's a base hit. He did not get the read off the bat because he was close enough to make the catch.
Yeah, it's certainly not an easy play the way he's played defense. But you're out there, and if you don't read it, I mean, look how deep he is. So he thinks it's going to go, and then I don't know if it knuckled, certainly off the fist. So a ball not hit hard, but again, the Orioles have a lead because of a ball not hit hard by Adam Jones.
So the leadoff man on in the 8th inning. And Ibar, he'll be followed by Kendrick in the lineup. Ibar is 3 for 16 off Hunter with a home run. In at third base, way in, is Flaherty. No bunt that time. That's going to go into the gap. They were playing in. This may score a run. Hamilton's coming to third. He'll be waved home. Hardy's got the relay. Here's the throw to the plate. Not in time. Game is tied at 2. A double for Ibar to tie the game.
Well, Tommy Hunter talking about when you throw as hard as he do, they come up looking for a fastball. So if you make good pitches, which he did to Hamilton, got a little bit unlucky. And then if you are in the middle of the plate, and that's where he is, and Ibar just slaps it into left center. And of course it tails away from Adam Jones, and here comes Hamilton. Good speed, easily scores. So a potential go-ahead run right out there with Ibar.
51 RBIs now for Ibar. Now you be Mike Scioscia. Do you bunt here with Kendrick, who's been a red-hot hitter, and try and move that run to third? There's nobody out. Kendrick's 1 for 3 with a single. Hunter will turn back, trying to get a read more from Kendrick than anything else. Kendrick just stood there. Tonight, 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position for the Angels, and they've tied the game up.
Ooh.
No bunt shown there, and the pitch at the letters and in.
Yeah, I just think Mike Scioscia looks at the rest of his lineup. We're already seeing Freese is not having a great night. This ball well up and in. And you got a young hitter behind him. Nobody up. Well, now I think we're getting some action in the Oriole bullpen. But Mattis, who had pitched or warmed up in 3 games, he's not up.
Kendrick will take it. It'll miss. And he gets ahead on the count 2-0. Kendrick's got a 4 for 12 off Hunter.
Yeah, Brad Brock second time up, so it won't take him long. And the other thing about Kendricks is that he hits the ball the other way so well. So you know he's trying to shoot a ball in the right field.
2-0 delivery on the way. Got to get that runner moved up. Could be a potential winning run. 2 ball, 1 strike count. The Orioles will play him to go the other way. Hardy's moved around at short, close to second base. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Ibar with that real good speed too. Ground ball outside of third this time though, and Hunter comes back on him 2-2.
Yeah, Tommy talking about how all the great pitches that Bud Norris made the other day down and away. And he said it's hard for him to do that because he seems to be a little bit more of a high ball pitcher. But what he has been able to do, again, just turn the ball over, throw it with 2 seams, get a little more movement. And sometimes down in the zone.
2-2. Runner off second base. Tried to shoot it to right, fouls it away.
So you can see a lot of velocity, 99. But Howie Kendrick's a high ball hitter.
Kendrick carries a .263 average lifetime against the Orioles. Angels trying to get a lead. They had it in the first inning, have not had it since. 2-2 delivery on the way. Kendrick will take a cut and miss it. And there's the first out of the 8th inning.
Now quality pitch. It's been a night of clutch pitches. And now 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Great slider down and away. He's thrown a bunch of fastballs. He's timing them. One and hard is 99, and then at about 84. Bottom drops out. Great pitch.
David Freese. He's 0 for 3. Struck out in the 6th inning with 2 on. Freese will take the big cut. He wasn't trying to go to right. And an 0-1 count. So they do not get that runner moved up to third base. Ibar remains at second. And David Freese now trying to get the go-ahead RBI. Oriole outfield playing back on Freese. He's got power. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Freese will take it down low. Ibar trying to extend that lead as much as he can. Only 1 away here in a 2-2 ball game. Angels out hitting the Orioles 7-6 at the moment. You see the Orioles second and short spread out away from the bag. So pretty good secondary, and he's running, trying to steal, and he does. Well, he got over there himself.
I guess that answers the question how the groin is. Stolen base number 12.
The Orioles weren't holding him, and he was able to get that walk-off.
Yeah, good base runner, and he times Tommy Hunter. And the minute he turns, he goes.
Infield in with a 1-2 count. And a pitch outside from Hunter to Freeze.
At 100.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Freeze to be followed by Navarro. Flaherty close to third base, so not a big lead there for Ibar. Here's the 2-2, and that'll be fouled back. Only 1 out. Tommy Hunter up to 24 pitches thrown now, coming on in relief. He's been able to work multiple innings before. Couple of innings, his high. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery, and he gets another big strikeout. So Freeze is retired, 2 Ks in a row.
Yeah, you cannot throw any better breaking balls than the last 2 breaking balls to Kendrick, and then here to David Freeze.
Now the infield can back up. Navarro 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. 2 big strikeouts here by Hunter. Mattis on the left, in the middle there. Brian Mattis joining Brad Brock. They're going to give him the intentional pass. However, Navarro, the left-hander, will get the intentional pass with Iannetta, right-hander, on deck. Runners on at first and third with 2 outs.
Yeah, and Iannetta and Tommy Hunter have never battled. No at bats.
Navarro getting his second intentional pass. We are in the 8th inning. Angels have come back to tie it up in the RBI double by Ibar after Hamilton had the broken back single to lead it off. There's Josh Hamilton. But Ibar, they did not move him up. He stole third after Kendrick had struck out, but then Freeze struck out. So first and third, 2 down. And the catcher, number 9 hitter, Chris Iannetta.
Well, came in 15 for 45 with runners in scoring position, and slow start this year. Last 38 games over 300, so they're hoping, and the Orioles are not hoping, that this is the right guy.
Letters delivery to him. Iannetta will take it down low for a ball. Calhoun at the top of the order if the inning continues.
Well, that's Madison's guy.
Game on the line here in the 8th. Angels had that run in the first to take the lead. Orioles tied it up in the 3rd, went ahead in the 6th, and now the Angels here in the 8th have tied it up again. 2-0 count to Iannetta. Tommy Hunter being asked to do a little more tonight out of the bullpen. 2-0, and a swing and a miss on a great pitch down low. 2-1.
Yeah, there again, another 2-seam fastball, so a little more movement and still good velocity. He chases. It's not something he does that often.
Ibar lead runner at third. Here's the 2-1. 3-1.
Yeah, Donnie wanted it. Hal Gibson, more high pitches than low ones tonight. He's been pretty consistent.
Ibar and Navarro, the base runners. The delivery on the way, and another one that just misses. And Hunter's really past the pitch count where he's effective. So that's going to load the bases, and that will bring up Calhoun, the left-hander, and that will bring in Brian Mattis to get the lefty matchup here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, he really battles him. The broken bat hit, ball up to Ibar, ties it up, and then easily could have folded the 10th.
So here in the 8th inning, the Angels have come back to tie it. When we come back, bases loaded, 2 down.
Position, but certainly one he's been able to handle in years past. 43rd game. And bases loaded. And there they are. Going to match up with a left-hander, I believe. Yep, Cole Calhoun is going to come up and hit .265 against lefties. And the inherited numbers a little higher this year, but over the last 3 years, just outstanding. And with the bases loaded, obviously no place to put anyone.
Calhoun last year hit .340 off left-handers. Number down this year, but still very respectable. Bases loaded and 2 down. Calhoun's at a base hit. He's reached on an error. Grounded out, flied out. He's had 3 hits in the series. And a chance right here to put the Angels up in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ball game tied at 2. They are loaded. And Mattis ready to go, and Calhoun will take it, and it will miss for a ball.
Certainly not a lot of at-bats. Actually, when he started this series, he was over 300. Came in at 308. So good fastball hitter, and he's going to look for something in the middle of the plate because Brian Mattis does not want to go 2-0.
Ibar picked up the double that tied the ball game up. He's the lead runner. That pitch is their first strike. Went to the same area. This time got it over the plate and at the knees. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Calhoun. Ball game in a series where the runs have been so hard to come by. 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position for the Angels. They are 5 for 26 in these situations so far in this series. Way below their season average. Here's the 1-1 delivery. And that's going to miss. He's staying in there and low, and it goes to 2-1. Got to believe this is the one Calhoun's going to look to hit. You don't want to go 3-1. Got to throw a strike here, 2-1.
And most likely will be a fastball, and he's gotten to see 3 of them.
2-1 delivery on the way, and he didn't get it there. And the count is 3-1 with the bases loaded.
Well, now you have to aim for the middle of the plate and hope it doesn't go there. sure he was just trying to make a good pitch, maybe outside half, and he misses. And now it's got to be center cut, and I hope you have a little movement. And of course, he's just sitting in the middle of the plate trying to hit it back up the middle. Home field advantage right here when you're on the road. Everybody on their feet.
3-1 delivery on the way, and the potential winning run is in. Brian Mattis surrenders the walk. It'll be an RBI picked up by Calhoun, and Bart Martinez, Showalter will be coming back out to make another pitching change as Mattis could not get the out that they were after. Ibar comes in as the pitch close but not called. 2 runs in the inning, and the Angels have gone on top by a score of 3-2. Trout's coming up. The bases remain loaded with 2 down. And for Brian Mattis, could not find that strike zone, and the bases loaded. Walk to Calhoun, and now he's out, and Ryan Webb is on.
Yeah, Ryan Webb came in on the Sunday game up in Oakland. Hadn't pitched with all the off days, the 4 off days. So he's done a pretty nice job. Maybe July's been a little rougher than the other months. Early on in April, a couple of 2-run appearances where he gave up 2 runs. He's done a terrific job with inherited runners. And now with the bases loaded, Mike Trout coming up. But a couple of 3-run innings in the month of July. So the only problem was he hadn't pitched regularly up in Oakland, and then everything was up. So they got to him, and it was a game the Orioles most likely weren't going to win anyway because they lost 10-2.
He's never pitched against the Angels before. What a way to start. Bases loaded, bottom of the 8th inning. Angels have the 3-2 lead, and Trout will come to the plate.
Now we're talking about the 30 comeback wins, and they have come back here in the 8th. I mean, this inning started 2-1 Orioles, and they have gotten 3 walks and some clutch hits for the first time tonight.
Navarro, lead runner, Iannetta, and Calhoun with a walk are the base runners. Trout 4 for 7 with the bases loaded this year, 1 grand slam. There are 2 away. Webb's delivery will be inside for a ball. Real tough inning here. This is the 8th hitter to come to the plate for the Angels. They still are looking for that first hit with a runner in scoring position. It's just unbelievable that they would have a 3-2 lead without a hit in these situations. 1-0 delivery, Trout takes, and it's there. Tommy Hunter came on in the 7th inning, faced only 3, and then ran into trouble with Hamilton's Busted bat, base hit, the double by Ibar to tie it. A couple of strikeouts. Looked like he might get out of it. They intentionally walked Navarro, but Iannetta followed with another walk. That ball in the air to left field, low right there, and he's got it, and that will retire the side. But it's a big inning for them as they're able to come away with the 2 runs they needed, 1 to tie, 1 for the lead. We go to the 9th. Baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com, and by your Baltimore BMW centers. 40,185 on hand at Angels Stadium, and the Angels, trying to avoid the sweep by the Orioles, now have the 3-2 lead going to the top of the 9th.
Yeah, and the National League All-Star closer who's now pitching with the Angels. So they've gotten 3 additions: Grilly, Thatcher, and Houston Street. Boy, has he been on a roll. 49 out of his last 51 starts. And again, very low ERA, 33 appearances, ERA of 1.09. And I thought, again, I talked about it last night, how you're going to handle the American League. Low and away is low and away. You need to execute your slider. And he will see if he can do that here to try to save one. This will be his 2nd appearance for the Angels, scoreless in his 1st.
John McDonald will come on to play third base for Freeze in the 9th inning. And the Orioles will see if they can at least get one to get it tied up here in the top. They've got Cruz, Davis, and Hardy coming to the plate. Their RBIs in this game: a Markakis single and a Jones single. 9th inning. Cruz 1 for 3 off Street, the only times he's faced him. This is why the acquisition was made, for games just like this for the Angels.
Yeah, we saw him last year, and boy, he can make some pitches. Paramount for him to be down in the zone, in and out, and then the hard slider.
And that will be taken up high for a ball from Houston Street.
Or maybe the soft slider.
Everybody wants to throw the off-speed stuff tonight.
Well, it's one of those ones you're lucky that it stayed out of the zone.
Weaver out of there with a chance to be the winner. Great performance. He gave up only the 2 runs on 6 hits. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 6. Ball in the air to right field. Calhoun is there.
Oh, there's a little better. I mean, it was up, but it was away. If you just come off it a little bit, you don't get it on the good part of the bat. So a couple of pitches and an out. He is a strike thrower.
Chris Davis has a base hit. He has struck out twice. Davis 0 for 2 off Street. Shift will be put on. 30-year-old trying to pick up the save. And the pitch is in there for a strike.
Yeah, when he came up with Oakland, boy, he could pitch. And he could throw. I mean, still pitch, but he could throw. I mean, 93, 94. He gets a lot out of his windup. He'll come off the rubber, at least in the stretch, and now back on to the edge.
And the pitch is down low. He was on 33 times with the Padres, had a 1-0 record, 24 saves. ERA with San Diego was 1.09. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Davis trying to tie it up with a swing of the bat. 1-2.
You know, Gary, I was reading an article about him, and he was talking about, you know, the pressure of being a closer, and he said, yeah, you know, I mean, you obviously, you know, the Angels have battled. They have a 1-run lead. He said, but when you do something thousands of times, which is what he's done, you allow your muscle memory, and you just try to relax and make your pitches.
Davis fouls out, 1 back, 1 to drive. Stays at 1-2.
So again, starts in the middle of the rubber, comes all the way off, and then right on the edge. Sets up the angle for the outside corner, and then to a lefty like Chris Davis, the inside corner.
Here's the 1-2 delivery, and that'll be up high. For Houston Street against the Orioles in his career, this is the 13th game he's pitched. No record, 5 out of 6 save opportunities, 5 for 6, 3 runs, 8 hits, and 12 in the 3rd innings against the O's. Here's the wait on the 2-2. And Davis will take it. It'll bounce off the plate.
That's a little change up, and so we'll see if what he said in the article. I mean, there's a lot more pressure pitching for a team that's trying to catch the A's than pitching for the Padres. Nick Hundley certainly knows Houston Street. He caught him last year when the Orioles were playing the Padres in San Diego.
3 ball, 2 strike count with 1 down. And the delivery to Chris Davis will be taken, and he's on. So the Orioles with 1 away. With the potential tying run on, the potential go ahead to the plate. That's the first walk the Orioles have picked up in this game. And Hardy with an 0 for 3 will come to the plate. Great games here. Been about the pitching and about a battle to get runs in all 3 of the games. And that has certainly not changed here in the 9th inning with 1 down. Street takes a look over. Hardy will take the pitch, and it's there for a strike.
Yeah, if you're on the Angel bench, I mean, this is not your conventional closer. 49 out of 51, so he obviously gets the job done. But 90, 91. Most closers are going to be thrown a lot harder than that. And there's a little slider that just kind of almost backs up, and JJ gives up on it.
Hardy's 1 for 1 off Street. Only 1 at bat against him previously.
And McDonald plays the line, so you do have a big hole to his left. And now he's moved maybe a step off that.
And a big hole between first and second the other way. 0-2 delivery. Hardy looked at it and lets it go by. Jared Weaver awaits to see whether or not he'll pick up his 11th win of the year to become the 6th pitcher in history to have 11 or more wins 9 consecutive seasons to start his career. 1-2 pitch on the way. Hardy rips it, but he was out in front. It's a foul ball.
Yeah, not by much. Not a very good slider. Stayed up, and here comes Iannetta. We'll have a little conversation. Probably the right pitch, but the wrong location. I mean, the stuff does not appear to be very sharp tonight.
Day gets ready. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 down. Chris Davis at first base. Hardy, the 1-2 delivery to him, and he gets it.
Quite relentless. Bad pitch, good pitch. is a veteran, a guy that's been down this road before. Here's a good slider. And trying to wait and can't quite get to it.
So the Orioles down with their final out to work with here, with 2 down in the 9th inning. Tillman, a great performance for the Orioles. Their starter gave up a run on 5 hits over 6. Hunter charged with 2 runs, 2 hits in an inning and 2/3, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Jonathan Scope fouls it off at the plate.
Yeah, we talked about the 8 home runs. If you make a good pitch, he's not a very good breaking ball. If you get it up in the zone, that's where the extra base and the home run power, and Mike Trout is moving back. And this is what you do with 2 outs and a potential tying run at first. You don't want a ball over your head. Easier to come in than go back.
40,000 on their feet. The 0-1 delivery by Street, swing and a miss and a breaking ball.
And that's the one, and perfectly thrown.
So the Orioles trailing by 1 here in the 9th, an 0-2 count, and Jonathan Scope with 2 down. Davis still at first with a walk. Runner goes, swung on a miss, and the ball game's over. So Jonathan Scope retired on the strikeout. Weaver gets the win to go 11-6. Street will pick up the save in the ball game, and the Angels get 1 out of 3. The Orioles coming in here with great starting pitching will lose this 3-2. But had an outstanding series from their starters in particular. So that will do it for this one. The Orioles have 4 more left as they will be heading to Seattle. 3-7-0 for the Angels, 2-6-2 for the Orioles.